Okay, what's up, y'all? You know what I realized? There's actually no point of me having cause even if I'm like no one's in the stream and I start, people are gonna watch the VOD. So I should still talk as if people are watching, cause then I'll just be talking to the VOD people. But yeah, it seems like I don't know how many people are in there. Two. What's up, y'all? Hopefully this is all working. Hello, creature under the lamppost. How you doing this week? How you doing? How you doing? Let's see here. Okay, I'm still figuring out this whole stream thing. I think I got Twitch to work this week. Not that anyone's gonna probably watch me on Twitch. Oh, I got one viewer on Twitch. What's up? But yeah, I think I still have to figure out a lot of the branding and stuff of you know, I need a profile picture for my second channel for my stream and stuff like that. By the way, I made last week. I told y'all to subscribe to my second channel where I'll be putting like stream highlights and edits and stuff. I moved it. I picked a different one with a different name. So if you're one of the 8 people who subscribed, I'm gonna need you to resubscribe. But yeah, I don't know. I'll figure that out as we go. Yeah. Oh, reading a book about architecture. That's pretty sick. Pretty sick. I don't know much about... Oh, ant architecture. I got you. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I imagine it gets pretty complex with like the colonies and stuff. Just got back on the fried eggs ready. Yeah, sorry man, I don't have fried eggs for you guys. I can't feed you. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Hello everybody, howdy. How are you all doing today? Hope you are all doing well. Okay, let's see. We got some guys in here. Guys, I'm sorry I didn't have the fried eggs, you know. I'm not sure I have any eggs in my fridge, to be honest with you. I need to do a grocery run. I gotta go to TNT. I love a TNT Chinese grocery store run. You know what I mean? All right, what's up, everybody? What were you saying about resubscribing? Yeah, I made if you check the description of this channel, I made a new second channel. My old one was called daninblue Live. I realized that I made another channel called daninbluer, and I'm like, that's a better name for the second channel. So I'm gonna use that one instead. So yeah, if you did subscribe to the other one, I'm not actually gonna use that channel for now. Maybe I'll rename it and do it as something else. But yeah, thanks for showing up, y'all. Just like last time, I'm gonna be just chilling, hanging out. So if you have any science questions, any topics of discussion at all, just let me know. Yeah, what was I gonna say? There's only one thing I want to get through today, but no games. I think I'm gonna set up the game stuff next week, and we're gonna start Subnautica next week. I think that's the plan. But yeah, I'm gonna just go through what my plan is for the year, because, you know, this is the second stream. I'm still working it out. I'm still not sure. Yeah, done subscribed. I appreciate that, King Win. Are you gonna do a video focusing on specific eras of extinct animals? Well, I don't think I'm the best person to do that. I would think that Lindsay Nicole, obviously a much bigger biology channel, has already covered a lot of that stuff. I know she likes paleo stuff. I'm not the best at paleo stuff, so I think you should watch hers. I don't know that I'd be the best to cover it, but I want to do a video about an extinction of some kind. I would just have to pick like a different angle, just to make it more me, and make it so that, like, you know, I don't just get mogged by someone's superior expertise. You know, I try to pick topics that are unpicked. You know what I mean? How do I best survive natural selection if I probably won't have children? Well, technically, here's the thing, right? You're not failing in terms of natural selection just because you don't have kids, because of this concept called inclusive fitness, right? If you are helping some other people, some other humans, you're technically contributing to the overall fitness of the species. So, you know, that might help. But yeah, I don't know. I think the rules are different for humans, so probably don't gotta worry about that too much. Did you do a DNA test yourself? No, I've never done a DNA test. I imagine if I did, they would just send me a picture of China. It'd just be one picture of China. I don't think they would Yo, good night, Phoenix. I realize a lot of people are. I realize my audience is pretty international, so I feel like a lot of people can't really watch the stream when I'm live. I don't know where you guys are from. If you guys wanna shout out where you're from, where you're watching from. But yeah, I realize people are in like very different time zones, so I have no idea like when to stream. This is just the most convenient time for me. Maybe I can do it earlier in the day on Wednesday, but I don't know. Ireland. How far ahead is Ireland? Like 8 hours from me? I'm in Ontario, if y'all don't know. Let's see. Ireland is 5 hours ahead. Okay, so it's kind of late. Yeah, it is kind of late. I'm a bit of a late riser, so you know, it's it's hard for me to stream earlier, but maybe it makes more sense for me to get up early up on these days. 6 hours minus 3. Alaska. Okay, I feel like if you guys are minus for me, that's not too bad. Alaska time zone to Toronto. Let's see. 4 hours behind. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so y'all in the evening. French, I imagine that's ahead as well, right? A couple hours ahead. Yeah, it is kind of late then, huh? How's it going, y'all? How we doing today? Um, your video on the mimicry was one of the best videos I saw last year. Yeah, I mean that's probably the best video I've ever made. It's still my best performing video by far. So I appreciate that. I'm really proud of that one. Really glad how that one went. I think hopefully I can get another banger like that this year. You know, my last video not doing too well. It's doing okay. But below average compared to, my recent stuff. Which is fine, obviously. If you compare it to like a year or two ago, it's obviously huge. 10 p.m. for you, yeah. Yeah, maybe you know what? Maybe I'll stream like, cause here's the thing, it's 4 p.m. for me. Like, it's not like it's early. I just happen to wake up late, but I could probably stream like 12 too. Like, I could be 2 to 4 hours sooner than this. Maybe that'll work better. I don't know. Do you guys like watching streams in the evening, or is it kind of like you put it up when you're doing work? Do you have an editing crew, or do you do the entirety of the video yourself? I do every single thing myself. I don't have a single person working for me for my video process. That's why it takes me about 2 months to make a video, because I have to research, write the script, film it, host it, and then I do all the editing. I gotta find all the clips. I gotta put it all together, music, all that stuff. Yeah. It was still an amazing video. Big fan of ants and showed that video to everyone I know. Basically, I appreciate that. Yeah, I do think it's one of the best videos I've ever made. Like, I think I like the ants topic. I think it's really cool. So is getting your heart broken by a girl scientific? I think the feeling afterwards probably is. I mean, I guess most things are scientific, right? Uh, but no, your body releases tons of like neurotransmitters and stuff. So, and it's definitely like, it's for a reason. You know what I mean? I remember you made a video about tolerant organism extremophiles, but what about weak organisms that sort of baffle you and how they have survived? That's a good idea. It's a tough question, right? Because we can figure out how it survived by the fact that it's alive, right? So if you follow its life cycle, like clearly it's finding a way. But there are a lot of organisms that like you change the environment slightly, like just a tiny bit. A lot of frogs are like this. It just completely like they can't handle it at all. So that could be an interesting idea. Yeah, pandas. Yeah, pandas are pretty crappy in many ways, but they're also ingenious in a few. I think here's the thing, right? Yeah, pandas are a little derpy. They're a little they're a very interesting case. Yeah, there's a whole evolutionary concept called the panda principle, which is basically the idea that like, well, natural selection doesn't take you towards perfection or improvement. It just takes you to whatever's good enough. You know what I mean? And so pandas, and in all their kind of silliness, are actually just good enough, right? Or at least they have been so far. So that's why it's kind of hard to do like a non-tolerant organism, because the thing is, like with extremophiles, you just have these organisms that just so happen to, based on how they've evolved, to be able to survive in these crazy conditions anyways. Whereas these other things, they've all adapted towards their specific environment. To like take them out of their environment and see how they die super easily is kind of Like, I think that's a lot of animals, surprisingly, but I don't know. Sunfish kind of suck at surviving. Yeah, it's true. It's true. A lot of because that's the thing. You don't need to optimize in every degree. Like a sunfish, you can literally eat a sunfish alive, and it won't even like do anything, right? The same is true with like aphids. If you see like ladybugs eating aphids, the aphid strategy is just like be super plentiful in number. So, you know what I mean? You just like reproduce a ton, and then you're good. So, you know what I mean? They kind of. I mean, yeah. I do think pandas kind of suck. Um, Pandas take up too much funding for extinction prevention programs. Yeah, that's probably the case. They're kind of the face of the WWF and all that stuff. You know what I mean? 300 million eggs per spawn. That's wild. Yeah. No, they're crazy. They're a very interesting case of like this robust, this sort of robust like reproduce over survival. You just need to get one to reproduce, right? And then the cycle's continued. So you include some extreme files, and these creatures suck because they're unadaptable. Yeah, I mean, it would have to be. I'd have to think about how you frame it. I think the most important thing for my like video idea selection, because it's something that's it's actually pretty complicated. I think the most important thing is like understanding how to package it. And I'm packaging it not for people like you guys who find science interesting, but also for people who don't, right? So it's kind of a tough question. I think the number one problem, if you want to grow on YouTube, at least like long form YouTube, like the number one thing is idea choice. It's not even title or thumbnail. It's like idea and like how you frame it. And that's something that took me a long time to figure out. And I sort of figured out my own way of it. I don't know how a lot of other people do it. If you lost your balls but kept your semen in a refrigerator, is that scientific? I mean, I don't know what you mean by is that scientific. I think most things are. Pigs should be considered related to elephants and anteaters. What are your thoughts about this? I mean, I just think phylogenetically that's not true. I get that they have sort of like snouts. But yeah, we just kind of decide things by looking at the DNA, looking at the evolutionary history, which we have a decent amount of information of. And you'll be surprised sometimes of the phylogeny and how it kind of diverges outwards in weird ways. Yeah, the sunfish stuff. The sunfish stuff is cool. It's interesting because they're so big, and yet their strategy is kind of like insects, where it's like reproduce a ton, and you just need a couple to survive. How do anteaters survive on that diet? They just eat a ton. Like, they just eat a ton. Like, they visit anthill after anthill, eating or termites. They eat termites too, and they just eat a bunch and then leave. Eat a bunch, then leave. And they can kind of eat all day. You know what I mean? Speaking of phylogenies, let's run through this metazoa real quick. If y'all don't know, this is like a little phylogeny game. I'm gonna since we're talking about anteaters, I'll go with anteater here as my guess. Amniote. Okay, so it's gonna be like a bird or an insect or something. Oh, not an insect. It have to be. Yeah, probably like a reptile. I'll go with like a bird. We'll do bald eagle. Okay, we got bird. And neo-aves. That means it's not like a passerine bird. It's probably like a stork or something. Oh, they don't have stork. Heron? Nope, not a heron. Let's see. Kind of like hummingbirds. Yeah, hummingbirds are actually very, very cool as well. Favorite animal? So last week I was saying orangutan. And ostrich is too old. Ostrich is too far. Ostrich is like a paleo Nathy or something. Neo-aves. Maybe it is hummingbird here. Unless hummingbirds are... Oh! Would you look at that? What is related to a hummingbird? I actually have no idea. Swifts? There you go. It's a swift. Swifts are related to hummingbirds. Okay. Just finished a lesson on carcinization for my students. It was quite easy to slide in quite a few memes and references. Can make a neat video, I guess. That's an interesting idea. Carcinization. I wonder, because I do know like cancer and evolution have a pretty cool relationship. Bigger animals have more cells, so they're like more vulnerable to cancer, and so it's actually kind of like it's like a problem. It's like an evolutionary problem. They have to evolve more like cancer-resistant things. Download the Papyrus theme and make us listen to it for the rest of the stream. Honestly, I don't know. Like, I can't do music probably for streams, but the Undertale soundtrack does slap. I have used Waterfall in a lot of my videos. I've tried some other ones. They don't really work as well. They're a little like too actiony or video gamey, and then it kind of takes away from the video. I find that like Waterfall is a good background one. Yo, Michael, thank you for the $2. Semen in the refrigerator is self-preservation. Literally, you are correct. Literally, yeah. I appreciate that. What is the most biologically complex animal? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it's also like, how do you define that? I don't know how you would, but I think a lot of animals are surprisingly complex. Like, this obviously isn't your question. I can't answer your question, but if, a lot of worms, for example, they just seem like a blob, but they actually have like a lot of like chemical evolution that's happening with them. And so it's like pretty complicated. Have you ever considered a video about zoonotic disease in human culture? What, like animal disease is sort of passing to humans, you mean? Yeah, I do think about disease sometimes. I'm not the best at that stuff. Like, I kind of study evolution broadly. I have talked a little bit about some diseases, but no, I've thought about it. I think they meant crab shape convergent evolution. Yeah, lots of things be evolving into crabs. Though, you know, that whole idea, it got really popular. Like, everything's evolving into crabs, but all these, like, so-called crabs look really, really different. And, like, they're composed very differently. I think it's only human ideas that make them all look like crabs. I don't think they're, you know. Favorite Undertale character? Probably Undyne. I think the Undyne boss fight on the genocide route was, like, my favorite part of that game. I think that the Undyne boss fight, when that just happened, because I thought it was literally only Sans at the end, but then there was a boss fight in the middle. I was like, that it was dope, and I thought it was a really good fight. I really like the mechanics. You always talk about how evolution doesn't strive for perfection and it settles for what is good enough. Are there any animals that you think approach perfection? No, because the thing is, if you outcompete your environment to like such a good degree and you keep optimizing, eventually you're gonna like kill all your prey, right? So there actually is like an incentive evolutionarily to not be so good. Otherwise, you'll ruin the entire ecosystem and like you'll just die out, right? That's why like when wolf populations do well, it causes like moose populations to go down. But then because that's down, wolf populations go down, moose goes back up. So not really. The only thing you could really say are like maybe humans, because we have broken the rules. Like I think we're literally a case of that, like where we've exited the natural, so like we've messed up and that's why we're messing up the ecosystems. You know what I mean? Like we're we sort of have left this natural idea. Yeah. I guess biological complexity would be defined as the hardest to study and do research on. Oh, if that's the case, I mean, I still don't know the answer, but it is a really tough. As someone who studies animals, mainly insects, some are much simpler than others. Some are like really easy to glean information from, and then some are like, how the hell do you even work on this? Yeah, I don't know the answer. I'd be interested in knowing, but it's a good question. Maybe I'll ask my my PI. You know, it'd be fun. Evolution that failed purely by chance, like it so happened to be the wrong animals at the wrong spot at the wrong time, although that'd be hard to find. I mean, but that happens though, right? Like, yeah, of course we can't find it because they died, and then we can't find them anymore. But presumably, so we call evolution a stochastic process. Like, that's the word we use for like the randomness that exists in the world, where it's like, if being big and fast makes it so that you reproduce more, just because you're the biggest and fastest doesn't mean like a boulder can just fall on you. You know what I mean? Like, purely by chance, there are reasons why like the most optimal, the most fit individual can just kind of die. And that's just like life being stochastic. So yeah, it's a cool idea. I don't know where I'd find in like things like that, but like no, chance is super relevant to evolution. It's more of a discussion topic for stream, I suppose. I don't know if I'd be able to make a video. Based, yeah, Undyne the goat. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Undyne's a great character. I mean, they're all so great. You know what I mean? What a good game. I was thinking about Undertale the other day. I don't know how many years it's been. It's been a long time. I think because I was pretty young when I was playing that. But no, that is a great game. You didn't add the assassin bug to Myrmecophile Sat. Yeah, you know, there are there are so many Myrmecophiles. I think I saw that one. Assassin bugs, I put a lot of assassin bugs in my, my video before on unnatural weapons. But yeah, that one for ants is pretty cool. I mean, we can take a look at it right now. Acanthaspis pitax. Let's see here. How do I... Okay. Boom. I need 3 monitors, I think. I need 3 monitors. I need one for chat and my stream, like, controls. I need one for OBS, and then I need one for, yeah. Damn, look at this, huh? Look at that. They just carry a bunch of dead ants on their back. That's dope. Yeah, I probably should have had a section for it. Cause this is pretty unique, huh? That's crazy. Yeah. Let's see here. Would you rather live on the Neogene or be able to breathe on water, or live in the Carboniferous? Huh. I mean, honestly, if I could breathe water, I think a lot of older eras are pretty viable. Because I feel like there just wouldn't be that much around. It just, everything would be big. So you would just have to hide. You know what I mean? So I'd probably just breathe water. Yeah, being around when the meteors hit is kind of bad. Yeah, straight up. Straight up, like, the only reason mammals are big is because of a big meteor knocking out everything big and making it so that us small mammals could survive and eventually take over when oxygen pulled up again. You know what I mean? It pulled up like when a bunch of plants and productivity happened. So yeah, that's straight up a stochastic thing that determined a lot of our evolutionary history, right? Have you played Deltarune? No, I haven't. Haven't played Deltarune. I actually don't. I have no spoilers. I don't know anything about Deltarune. So yeah, I don't even know if it's really. I know Toby Fox made it, but I don't know like what the storyline is and stuff. Video on termites? Absolutely. I will do a video of termites eventually. I don't know if I'll be able to do it this year, but I will for sure. I for sure want to do a video about termites because I was thinking the clickbait title could be like termites. Like something about termites are actually cooler than ants because they're older than ants. So you know, they're not Myrmecophiles. They're Myrmecophobes. Yeah, but we just call them all Myrmecophiles. But yeah, no, they're not really file about it. You know what I mean? Technically, humans be the most complex because research on the human brain surpasses in difficulty the research done on most other animals. I mean, I don't know if that's true, right? Like, it is true in terms of, like, neurological research, but there's a lot of animals where, like, by the nature of their ecology, you can't bring them into the lab because they need to be moving at all times. So then, like, how do you even study them in their natural conditions unless you fly alongside them and measure their brain at the same time? It is true that the human brain is probably the most complex brain, though. So, love your channel. I appreciate that. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Thanks everyone for stopping by, saying hi. I am live every single week, every Wednesday. It's probably gonna be around this time. Maybe I'll shift a little earlier, but next week we are playing Subnautica. So if you're a Subnautica fan, I will be starting Subnautica next week. Super excited. I'm spoiler free. I wanna see the biology and the animals and the ecosystems and, like, you know, for the first time and sort of take it in. Favorite ant species? I don't know. I covered some, probably the kidnapper ants, like the polyergus ones that just kidnap other eggs and just bring it back. I think that's so cool. I think a lot of the social parasitism ants is super cool. Will we ever get a video about chromosomes and why it's possible to get something like a liger and more? Honestly, maybe. Maybe. My one grad course that I'm taking right now is a lot of, like, population genetics and a lot of just, like, genetic stuff. And I am learning a lot about how crazy and, like, how up to chance a lot of those things have been. And yeah, things like hybridization could be a cool... I don't know. Yeah, I definitely have that written down somewhere. First 2 chapters should be up for free. It's so good. If you like Undertale, you'll love Deltarune. Yeah. I'm sure I would. I'm sure I would. I just haven't really had the time. There's so many games and stuff I need to play, so I don't know. Maybe if I keep streaming, I'll be able to play this stuff on stream. What do you think about all the animals from the Cambrian and, like, the evolution in that time period? I mean, the Cambrian explosion, eh? Yeah, I mean, I think they're all really cool. I'm not the like, I actually don't know that much about paleo animals. A lot of you guys were teaching me about them last week. Um, but a lot of them are really, really cool. Obviously, really weird and strange. OG arthropods, man, those guys were something. But yeah, I mean, obviously, probably one of the most relevant periods for evolution. Um, and super, super cool stuff. You also got to think like we have a lot of fossils for like trilobites and like Anomalocaris and stuff. What was that one with the 5 eyes too? Ophabenia, maybe? What is it called? I think it's Ophabenia, right? Opabenia, sorry. Yeah, like a lot of these weird things, and it makes sense that we have their fossils, but like imagine all the other things that like they didn't fossilize very well. Like imagine what else was up in there, like without a hard exterior, like some weird like I don't know slimy thing in the water. Like who even knows in the Cambrian? Um, which kind of phosphorylation is the coolest in your opinion? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm not sure what you mean. Termites are peak. They can fight ant armies and sometimes win. Yeah, I do think ants usually clear them, but termites are older. Like they evolved eusocialism first, and they're like not even related. I think that's so cool. And because they're not related, the main eusocial species we know, right? Ants, wasps, bees, all Hymenoptera, and then termites are just like they're more related to like I think cockroaches or like beetles or something like. So they just work so differently. They got a king and a queen. That's what's so like I don't know. They're awesome. I think termites. I absolutely want to make a termite video. Are there any insects that you hate and are afraid of? I mean, I work with insects every day. Just yesterday, I TA for a course where we're letting the undergrads like pick an insect system to work with, and so I was just like picking up crickets yesterday. We have some cockroaches and stuff, and I'm chill as long as I know that I'm doing it. But I did like I was eating dinner the other day, and I looked at the wall as a spider. I was like, ugh, right? Like, even though I don't hate spiders at all, like I still jump when I see them, like when I'm not expecting them. So in a way, kind of all of them, but also none of them. I do think if like when people ask me least favorite insect, I say butterfly, just because I don't like that people will hate insects and then be like butterflies are so cute because they're scary up there, you know. What are your thoughts about the solutions of the Fermi paradox? I mean, I don't know. I'm not very good at the physics alien stuff, but perhaps I don't know. My guess generally when it comes to this stuff is it's all up to like statistics. You know what I mean? Um, I think I think the fact that the universe is so large means that it could just like statistically it's like the meteor hitting Earth. I think it's just like there's a chance there's some crazy aliens out there and they just haven't spotted us, and that's probably the most reasonable explanation. Um, let's see here. Do you have a GF? Nope. Hell nah. Hell nah. Last week we were talking. I was talking with some of the other chatters about how it's cooked out here. Uh, love is cooked these days. You know what I mean? Thoughts on which hypothesis on the original life seems more plausible? Great question. I was thinking about making a video on that, but I think it's RNA world. So there's a lot of theories, but I think that chemically there are processes back in the OG days of Earth where self-replicating RNA could have slowly formed vesicles, and then sort of went from there. Shark tier list? Honestly, I might do that. Spore would be a peak game. I absolutely will play Spore on stream. Absolutely. I think that's definitely one on the list. We're gonna do Subnautica first. I'll see from there, but there are games like Spore, Rain World, stuff like that. Have you heard of Ammonite? It's a gemstone that forms in the shells of ammonite. Really rare fossil gem. Ammonite. That sounds really cool. Gemstones are low-key really cool. Oh, wow. This is cool. Hold on. Let's have a look at this here. Look at that. It just kind of forms on the ammonite. That is really, really cool. Yeah, damn. That's dope. I wonder why. I don't know the most about gemstones, but I do think they're just really cool. Are Are naked mole rats also eusocial, or am I misremembering? No, naked mole rats are also eusocial. They're like a weird case. Yeah, they're like the weirdest case ever. Uh, yeah. I'm gonna make a eusocialism video for sure. Probably near the end of the year it'll come out. But yeah, it's wasps, bees, ants. Bees and ants evolved diverged from wasps. Termites are earlier than that, and then naked mole rats for some reason. Like they're the weirdest things ever. I absolutely want to cover them. I think. I'm always kind of shocked when I see a bigger spider. Yeah, I know. Like I love spiders. I do. I really like spiders. But when they're just like there, like I don't know, because I want to leave them alive, but then I just see them there. It's like no. Oh yeah, daninblue, you like spiders? Name 5. Brown recluse. Black widow. False widow. Ogre spider. And let's go bola spider. Love bola spiders. Phosphorylation as in the synthesis of ATP and chemosynthesis. Oh, interesting. Yeah, yes. I know what you mean. I learned about this in undergrad. Not my area of expertise at all. I'm very bad at the sort of like biochemical side of things. But yeah, I guess that's different in like different animals. Yeah. So I actually I just don't have a good answer for you. But no, I appreciate the question. I just don't have a good answer for you. The classic pretty privilege. It's hard being a caterpillar fan, but not really caring about that much about butterflies or moths. People only care about them when they're all grown up. Yeah, I know, which is weird because like if you look at a butterfly's face, like it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. So I don't know why. Like people who are afraid of bugs are encouraged to like butterflies. I think it's interesting. Favorite outdated scientific theory? Outdated theory? Probably the triune brain thing, where it's like we have a reptile brain, and then above that, a mammal brain, and then above that, a human brain, or like an ape brain. It's not actually a really good way of looking at things, but I think it does a pretty good job at like, it does a pretty good job for like illustrative sake, like just speaking to people, like it makes sense a lot of the times. It's just not accurate. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. I like it. I think it's a cool framework. It's not accurate though. Coolest, most interesting insect you randomly encountered in the wild or even in your house? So I'm from Ontario, and a lot of times I'm surprised by like what insects are here. Right? I saw a parasitoid wasp with like a huge ovipositor one time, and I was like, that. There's no way that's what that is, because I didn't think they would be here. But no, they're totally in North America, just like chilling around. I think I saw a mantis fly one time. I think that was probably the coolest thing. Can you add Thrive? Play Thrive, the Steam game. Thrive on Steam, an evolution simulation game. Interesting. Hold on. Let's look at this. I'm not gonna lie, this does kind of just look like Spore. I guess what is this, like a newer Spore, essentially, in early access. Oh, cool, you can do some multicellular. Oh, that's probably more, yeah, you probably just do like a more accurate Spore or something. That's cool. Yeah, I'll write it down for sure. I'll put it on the list. Let's see. What would you say is the main reason we're at the top of the food chain? Just straight up intelligence, tool making, socialization, and we just slowly took off. We were able to improve ourselves without relying on evolution, right? We were able to improve ourselves by teaching each other, by building things. So I think that's kind of it. Andrew Sarkis, the scariest thing. Ooh, Andrew Sarkis. This looks like a, yeah, it's one of these like big mouthed things. Very interesting. I gotta do like a paleo, yeah, I gotta do like a paleo tier, because honestly, I'm not the best at paleobiology, but it seems a lot of people, I think a lot of people, like, I've noticed from you guys, a lot of people like this stuff. There's a lot of paleo content on YouTube. It's just not my expertise, so honestly, like, I should do it. I should, like, take your guys' favorite, like, extinct animals and do, like a tier list or something. Let's see. If I don't see your message, by the way, feel free to retype. Feel free to just keep going. I am not the best at managing chat perfectly yet. Though I guess what ends up happening is like when you, if I grew as a streamer, I imagine I would just see fewer messages, right? And that's probably just how it works. But thanks everyone for typing and stuff. I appreciate that. How much RAM does your computer have? This is a Mac Mini that I'm on right now. I'm not gonna stream games on this thing, but I think it's 16 gigs on this thing. I use it for editing, so. Hijacking your stream once again to show my ass and my freaky deaky bugs. Yes, let's do it again. You talked about some pretty cool caterpillars last time, so let's do that. Monkey slug and hag moth caterpillars. Monkey slug caterpillar. Whoa! I don't even know if I've seen this one before. This one's dope. Is this like a spider mimicry? Very interesting. Holy cow. Wow, honestly, I could even just do like a full caterpillar video, probably. Like I think there are just so many caterpillars. Especially when I was oh, these are the same. I see. And then turns into this. Beautiful. Moths are really cool. Moths are like the dogs of Lepidoptera. And then I guess like butterflies. Butterflies aren't like the cats. I guess butterflies are like deer. And then like moths are like wolves. Maybe that makes no sense. Let's see. How many tabs do you have open? I mean, I have a bajillion on other windows, but just for the stream, I have one window. I'll try to keep it small. just joined stream and saw someone dunk on cookie cutter sharks. Yeah. Listen. Here, let's pull up the cookie cutter shark. I mean, they're cool. Yeah, they are a little stupid looking. They are a little stupid looking, but hey, they deserve love for sure. Damn. Look at that. The DSLs are crazy. Like the lips like sort of folding out like that are kind of crazy, but I respect it. Listen, when you're deep in the sea, like looking beautiful ain't really a priority. You know what I mean? West coast of Canada has banana slugs. Interesting. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I don't know, because I'm in Southern Ontario, right? Like I'm in the place where you just drive around and it's all like suburbs, cities. A lot of places have cool wildlife, like the Maritimes, like the West Coast that I definitely want to visit again. Do you think the Tasmanian tiger is genuinely extinct and people are just making content out of it for attention? Yeah, I think so for sure. I think like I think a lot of that, like, this is not actually extinct, like Megalodon, whatever. Like that is more than likely not the case. You know what I mean? For something to not be extinct, there needs to be like a reasonable population. Like you can't just have one thing alive and say it's not extinct. It's effectively like done for, right? So sometimes we name animals extinct when we know like there's only one left. There's just no way like a mammal is just around and like no one's seen it. Like especially it's one that we're aware of, right? It's not like it can just like, you know? I don't know. Springtails, the puppies of Arthur. Yeah, springtails are kind of like little puppies. What do you think, cephalopods? Oh, I love cephalopods. I mean, yeah. Obviously, you get a lot of octopus attention. You get a lot of like squid attention with giant squids and stuff. Cuttlefish are probably the best. The cuttlefish are probably the coolest ones, though. Cuttlefish are really, really cool. Look up the Percetus colossus and focus on the weight of it. Let's have a look here. Percetus colossus. It's a big chunky whale, heaviest thing ever. So they drew this one with little arms. I imagine they probably already turned into fins by then, but I see. And so it's heavier than the blue whale, like a modern blue whale, because it wouldn't be larger. On Honestly, I really like this. I really like this sort of like transition because it seems like this is transitioning back into the sort of whales we see today. But like, yeah, like this sort of like, I really like this sort of wolfy mixture where it's like the sort of transitional stages from like land to being whales. I think there's some pretty cool ideas. One of the scariest extinct animals to live. Yeah, I mean, it'd probably mess you up. Do pugs suffer? Yeah, I think they almost definitely do, right? I don't know much about dog breeds, but from my understanding, like you breed them. If we artificially bred a lot of them, and if we're doing that just for aesthetics, like we can really mess them up, right? And I'm pretty sure that's what we've done. Megatherium is so cool. I agree. That one I know. That one I know. Big ground sloth. Yeah. Super dope. Super dope. Could probably dig like crazy, these guys. And then there's also like that rhino thing. What is it called? Yeah. Paraceratherium. So cool. It's like a freaking rhino horse, but like giant. I think these guys are dope. These might be one of my favorites. Have you tried playing Metazoa? Yeah, I actually just played Metazoa earlier. Maybe like 15 minutes ago. I got it pretty fast today, not gonna lie. Got it pretty fast today. Oh, you know what though? I didn't log in. Yeah, it was a Swift today. I didn't log in. Okay, well, I'm not gonna log in on stream. Hold on. Let's take a look at my Metazoa stats real quick, because I do play it every day. Well, every day I remember. Let's see here. Yeah. 112 plays, 107 wins, you know what I mean? I average like 5 or 6 guesses, so you know, pretty good, pretty good. Not to flex. Not to flex. But yeah, I do play this kind of like at the start of every stream, so definitely I mean, you can just rewind, I guess. Shout out to my one viewer on Twitch, by the way. Oh, that might be my friend. Yeah, that might just be my friend. it's not as much of a shout out if it's someone I know, but let me mod you, bro. No, I literally just randomly checked and it said you followed this minute. So yeah. Can I mod you? How do I mod you? I have no idea how to work this freaking website. Oh, there you go. There you go. Got one mod on Twitch. That's my friend. Also studies biology. Ideas for videos. Evolution in the deep sea. Diverse reproductive tracks. Yes. I will do... I've actually thought of a lot of these. But deep sea, I will absolutely do. I will absolutely do a deep sea video. What's your chess rating and favorite opening? My chess rating on Rapid is 1200. On Blitz, it's like 1000 something right now. My favorite opening on White, I play the Queen's Gambit, just d4. But my favorite is Black Caro-Kann. I love the Caro-Kann Advanced. That's my favorite. That's my favorite opening. Have you heard of the orca population in Australia that helped human whalers hunt other whales? They would chase them into a bay where the whalers would kill them. I don't doubt it. You know, with these whales, like I really don't doubt it. Can you play Metaflora or you don't know much? I've tried Metaflora. I don't know enough about plants. That's the thing. I'm like so bad at understanding. You know, I didn't even realize like pumpkins are flowers, dude. Like pumpkins are straight up flowers. Like I learned that trying to play it, but I just like I couldn't. I just get stuck so easily, you know. So yeah, I'm not good at Metaflora. I'm really not good. Pugs and Frenchies are just riddled with issues. Yeah, it's pretty sad. What are your thoughts on colossal biosciences trying to bring back the mammoth and stuff? Yeah, I talked about this a little bit last week. I don't really get it. I don't see the point. I mean, I guess it's cool, but like you're not gonna... I don't know what the goal is. Is it just to like... Is it just for... It's an exploratory thing? It's just like to discover? Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't see the point. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan. What are your thoughts on the whole wheat domesticated humans stance? Yeah, it's sort of one of those things that's like you can say that. right? Like, you can say that cats domesticated humans and like made us take them into their homes and feed them. Like, I kind of see it like that. Or like what's the other one? There's this idea in psych that like cultural ideas that we spread through word of mouth are actually like parasitizing us and making us spread them, and that's why they're like it's one of those things where it's like that's a way to look at it, but you know, I don't think it's a realistic it's a real like I also think that humans domesticating wheat domesticating cats is probably more accurate. So, have you seen the YouTuber Ants Canada? Of course, yeah. Of course I've seen Ants Canada. One of the OGs actually. Lamau Twitch YouTube video player is so much better. Yeah, but I think some people. It really just depends on like I agree. I watch streams on YouTube, but that's because I have premium as well. Like I don't have to deal with ads. You know, I think YouTube I can't I can't control the ads. So if y'all get ads, like I'm sorry about that. On Twitch I know people can control it a little better, and I think some people just have like Twitch Turbo and stuff, and they just watch it from there. So. I want to just have both options. Not gonna do Kick though, that's for sure. That seems like too far out here. What do jellyfish feel? Like not much, but also a lot. They're really interesting. Like jellyfish are just an example of how like you don't need to evolve the way that we are. Like you don't need the central nervous system. Like you can just kind of survive. In a very ancient way, it works. You know what I mean? There are probably so many different jellyfish forms extinct that like they don't fossilize, right? So okay, you can imagine some of the craziest jellyfish that existed back in the day. They would have been insane. Chess is my personal curse because I love it so much, but I'm so bad at it. Even I know what is bad in theory. Yeah, playing it is like I don't know. It's very different. Sometimes like I don't play it for a while and then I'll miss so many things. Like it's very intuitive for a game that like is supposedly about intelligence, memorization, and like studying. It's actually like really intuitive. Like it's kind of like getting a sense of what works, what doesn't. And I've heard like super GMs will even be like, I didn't play that move because I had a bad feeling. Like they didn't even know why. They just like had a bad feeling, so they didn't play it. And usually it's right. Have you heard of the Solar Gambit? Oh, that's a chess. That's a chess move? No, I have no idea. Oh, it's an England Gambit thing. I hate the England Gambit, bro. I play D4 whenever someone England oh my god, bro. I hate the England Gambit. It's because I don't know how to play it, but I hate playing against it. The Goldpine Colossal is trying to bring back specific species as they believe these animals were keystone species that will benefit the entire environment they're reintroduced to. I don't know if that's true, right? Because like, what is a mammoth gonna do? What's the goal? Money? Yeah, that's also like. Here's the thing: they're like $1 billion company. I don't like. I don't know. I don't know if I buy that. Like, and I don't think that's the best way to benefit environments. But reintroduce we have no idea how they would perform. We have no idea how it would affect the ecosystem. So I don't know. I don't know that that's really what they're doing. Also, they don't they can't just bring them back. They're obviously gonna fill it in with like things that we have, and it's just like I don't know. It seems more for novelty and for fun than anything else. What is dumber, denying evolution or denying round Earth? I mean, as much as I dunk on denying evolution because it's just proven. It's not a hypothesis. That's not what a theory is. It is just a proven thing. It's probably dumber to deny the round Earth because theoretically you can go and figure that out in your lifetime. Like you can travel one way for your lifetime and like travel around the Earth, right? Whereas the evolution, it's sort of like you have to sort of look at the snapshot of life and like seeing different things. Though I don't know. I suppose if I showed someone an experimental evolution experiment, it's just probably harder to grasp. So round Earth is probably dumber. Both dumb though. I compare them. I compare the two. Brave browser dude, no ads with Brave. I don't know. I've never tried. Why are sea lions so goofy? Yeah, good question. I love sea lions and seals. And sea lions are a little goofier, a little floppier, huh? Sea lions are like the Luigis, and then like seals are like the Marios. You could babysit like 16 children at the same time? Who, me? I'm not sure I could babysit more than one. Unless like two of them like take care of each other. I don't know if I could babysit kids. I've never done it. I'm gonna get a cat and see if I can do that. See if I can babysit a cat. Have you ever seen that carnivorous caterpillar in Hawaii? It's a unique utilization of caterpillar anatomy. No, actually, let me know what that's called. I'll look it up. There's a lot of cool caterpillars that I just don't really know. Just because they need O2, they don't need lungs, I think. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. There's like an oxygen conversation going on in chat, but you don't need lungs to breathe oxygen. Generally, oxygen you can just like, I mean, gills obviously work, but it can diffuse the water as well. Do you plan on any collaborations with other cool edutubers? I mean, I would, but I am generally speaking. I talked about this last week as well. Generally speaking, my channel has grown where it's like I'm not a small channel anymore, but it's also like this is a niche on YouTube with a lot of big fish, right? When you think about other educational creators, you think like Hank Green, Veritasium, Kurzgesagt, Casual Geographic, like Lindsay, Nicole, and stuff like that, and they're all like couple million, like that. The difference between 100,000 and 1 million, let alone multi-millions, is huge. So like, there's a lot of big fish in this niche, and there's not a lot of other people my size. So it'd be really hard for me to reach out to someone who just like, I'm not worth their time. Like, the reason you collab is like, you might say otherwise. Sometimes bigger YouTubers, out of the kindness of their heart, will collab with a smaller one, but generally speaking, it's for like sharing viewership. And it seems so kind of like one-sided. If I collabed with one of them right now, it would be kind of like I'm leeching off of them. Not that that's how anyone would see it, but it's hard for me to collab with someone right now. I absolutely would down the line, but right now, like, no plans in motion. But I'm so open to it. I absolutely would love to. You're a great communicator, have such a way of explaining things. I'm already interested in biology, and now I'm locked in. Hey, I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. I try my best. I do try my best. They could put the resources into bison reintroduction if they actually care about grasslands. I mean, there's a lot of cases where like we're just not taking care of the environment well at all. If we actually cared about ecosystems and stuff like that, we'd stop. Like, you know how much salt everywhere around me in Canada just like puts on the roads during the snow? Like, that salt is seeping into freshwater systems. It's like changing everything. And we are like, we have copious amounts of salt everywhere. What is your favorite dinosaur? Favorite dinosaur. Last week I said Ankylosaurus. There were a lot of Argentinosaurus defenders. Obviously I like a Spinosaurus. But have an exam tomorrow. I'll have to go now. I'll be around next Tuesday though. Yo, take care. This is a Wednesday stream. I assume that's what you mean. But yeah, I'll take care, Luck Addiction. I'll see you next time. Antarctic icefish doesn't have hemoglobin and relies on diffusion to get its oxygen. Yeah. Very cool stuff. Species Eupithica. Yeah, I want to see the scientific name. I'm a bit of a scientific name enjoyer, though I don't remember them too well. Oh, I do know this thing. I completely know this thing. Yeah. Yes. I do know this. Because there was a National Geographic video on it when I was looking for caterpillar stuff on YouTube. Yeah, like it kind of like pounces on its prey like that. Yeah, when I was looking for footage one time for one of my videos, probably the mimicry one, I did see this. I couldn't include it because this wasn't, yeah, this video. I did see it. Very cool stuff. Check out the octopus lady. She was really nice. Yeah, I like the octopus lady for sure. I think her channel is a good one to sort of like study if you want to do sort of biology content. A little different from me and what I do, but good to look at and to kind of understand. The pink underwing moth caterpillar. Well, let's take a look here. Damn, so many cool ass caterpillars, huh? Oh, I know these guys too. These are dude, so cool. Look at that. Look at those eye spots. Like, that's crazy, huh? So many like caterpillars that like mimic snakes and different things like that. Yeah, that's really cool. Check out P1X3L and invite him to a mind competition. I don't know who that is. 3XL. Oh, like Pixel. What? Hold on. I just found a boy band. Maybe Pixel. I don't. Surely you don't mean for me to invite this Cantonese boy band. P1X3L on YouTube. Oh, here we go. I guess he just shares a name with a boy band. I'm not gonna... Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Let's see. Oh, interesting. I might have seen one of these videos recommended to me once. Cool. I mean, I don't know what type of mind competition there'd be, but I'm totally open to it if he like streams and stuff. I gotta figure out how like what I'm streaming and stuff first, but you know. Let's see. Do insects have lungs? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think insects are pretty different inside. Like their organs are pretty weird. What's your favorite Canada Heritage Minute? Oh, that's actually a great question. Is this oh man. So many of these. I remember these. Holy cow. This is crazy. I haven't seen this in forever. I can't say I remember any enough to like, but dude, I remember these. Holy cow. Do you know what I also remember that's the Canadian? Is the Canadian House Hippo commercial. Where it like lives in your socks or whatever. Or your boots. That's really cool. Who's the best animal science YouTuber after daninblue? Honestly, I mean there are a ton. There are a ton of good options. I think most people who watch my channel watch Casual Geographic though. So it's probably him. But I don't know. I do think that what I do, like I go into a level of depth that I think most channels won't go into. So yeah, I don't know. Like I think I'm pretty different. Hey Danny, what should I order from Uber Eats? That's a great question. Yesterday I got some Chipotle, and it was banging for sure. So maybe Chipotle, but honestly, if you're doing Uber Eats, you want to do a buy one get one free, and like Chipotle doesn't usually do that. I'm a freaking Uber Eats fiend. I try to not use Uber Eats so much, but I mean, find a buy one get one. You gotta hit one of those buy one get ones. Get some shawarma or something. What's your opinion on Spore? I watched someone play it a long time ago as a kid. I think I watched the Game Grumps play it. I will play it for sure. Once I get into my gaming era, I will play Spore for sure. Spiders don't count as insects. Yeah, they're not insects, but I mean they're arthropods, right? And so I don't think any arthropods have. Do arthropods have lungs? Am I just wrong? Do arthropods have lungs? This is like a... I'm sure they have some version. No, they don't have lungs, but they have specialized structures like book lungs. Probably, yeah, it probably just works differently. We just called them lungs. What's up with your Discord community? I mean, I think that ever since I streamed last week, some of you guys have been talking a little bit, so thanks for that. It's not too active though, so let's make it active. One of my goals this year is to make it active, so I will try to promote some conversation in Discord. I mean, I think these streams are good for that, but yeah, I don't know. Didn't know you had a Discord? Yeah, it should be in my if you go to my channel description, there should be a bunch of links. But yeah, join the Discord for sure, y'all. Join the Discord for sure. Zaf, what is good? Good to see you again. Good to see you again. Not caterpillars, but tree hoppers and skippers are... Yeah, dude, I love tree hoppers. Love tree hoppers. Which do you prefer, Shanasuchus or Shonisaurus? I'll have to search these up real quick. Oh, I know Shonisaurus. Shanasuchus. Oh, okay. Shanasuchus is like a dog lizard. I will go with the aquatic one, the Shonisaurus. I really like those. I'm happy for your latest video didn't get demonetized. I can relate to the feeling. Yeah. It is a careful thing to skirt around monetization. We even have an art channel now. Yep. I made an art channel. If you guys want to do things, I can make a memes channel. I don't know. Honestly, what channel should I add to the Discord? Let me know. I'll add things. Have you done today's Wordle? I will end stream today doing the Wordle and connections. I will do it at the end of stream, because last stream when I did it, I watched the viewership go pew right when I started playing the daily game. So I'll end stream on that for people who want to hang out. Is there a fixed streaming schedule? It's every Wednesday. So like right now, we'll see how that changes. We'll see if I can fit in more streams on like the weekends or something. Like probably I'm really busy. Like doing this doesn't help me make my YouTube videos and doesn't help me complete my PhD. So I'm pretty busy, but fun channel for people to just throw their favorite animals in. That's a great idea. I will do that. You know what? I'll write that down, and after stream's done, I'll like a favorite animal, or maybe I'll even do like an animal of the week thing where like I'll upload like once a week. I'll pick like an organism and I'll just like put it in there. Honestly, the server's pretty cozy right now. I wouldn't change too much for now. Yeah, I think the only issue is just like I want it to be a little more active. But you're right. Like I do like a small Discord, but like, you know, the goal is probably to try and grow it a little bit. Try to grow the community a bit. 0 posters on the wall, a true male living space. Yeah. You know, I will say though, like I recently moved into here like last year. So I still need to finish setting up. Like there's a lot that I don't even have a couch in here yet. So there's a lot about this house. Surely I will hopefully I will decorate this place a little bit. Though I am a very like, yeah, I'm a very male living space kind of guy. I end up just like not putting much around my my place. I'll set up this wall though. Maybe. Weekly polls, for example, favorite animal out of the 3. Yo, that's actually a great idea. I should do things like that. Or maybe even like we can keep talking about this over the weeks, and then maybe I can have some mods help set that up. Because some of you guys seem like you have some good ideas. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, Zaf, you're cooking. You are cooking, Zaf. Who's more influential, Charles Darwin or Albert Einstein? Probably Einstein, but that might be a recency bias. Obviously, Darwin changed a lot. But, like, Darwin for sure is, like, the grandfather of our, like, natural selection and, like, sexual selection. Like, our understanding of evolution, like descent with modification, but I mean Einstein is kind of like the face of science, no? Who's the face of science? Weekly polls and then a random fun fact about the animal that wins. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. We can even do like these like big competitions, like we'll have like a team, one person, team another animal, and like see like a tournament bracket or something that we can do every month or something. Honestly, these are some good ideas, y'all. These are some good ideas. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea to spice up the Discord a little bit. But yes, I do have a Discord. I need to make the descriptions for these streams a little bit better so that people can actually find like what I have. But Bill Nye's the face of science. Yeah, I guess for the modern day, like my generation especially, I guess it would be Bill Nye. You mentioned doing more theoretical ecology stuff like Curious Archive. What if you get some of the Discord guys to draw / commission an animal you designed for the video? Oh, not a bad idea. I don't know that I could actually make a video about theoretical ecology stuff, just because it's more of like a thing I do for fun. I'm not like good at it. But I will cover it in things like Subnautica and stuff. I think Isaac Newton is the face of science because it's much easier entry level science. Isaac Newton is probably also the most, maybe one of the most he might have been the greatest scientist. He was a smart guy. Very, very smart guy. He made calculus, I believe. Which one is better, simple organisms or complicated organisms? I will give it to simple organisms. I think that it's easier to be simple, right? But as a complicated organism myself, perhaps I'm a little self-flagellating with that take. Honestly, everyone talks about Darwin, but Lamarck wasn't all wrong considering epigenetics are a widely discussed topic nowadays. Yeah, it's true. I mean, epigenetics don't operate to the degree that Lamarck was on. Like, Lamarck was saying, like, Lamarck took it a little far. And I think that with his level of knowledge, he was wrong, but you are correct about that. Like, yeah, you are correct about that. Epigenetics, it's pretty interesting how things... That's the thing. With, like, scientific ideas, whenever there's two bodies of, like, two camps of, like, beliefs, it always ends up being somewhere in the middle. Always. Always. Are you still in school? I'm in graduate school. I'm doing a PhD, so I'm out of like typical school, university and stuff, but I still do school in the sense that I'm researching. I'm working towards research and getting a PhD. Once you play Rain World, you'll start passively getting good at fantasy ecosystems. I mean, yeah, I know Rain World has a really good one. I already like build fantasy ecosystems. I think I'm good at it. I don't think I'd make a video about it. It's just not my. It'd be more drawing on my interest in like writing fantasy, which I like doing as well. But my channel is more about drawing from my background in biology, right? Like that'd be more of a writing video. So like I would talk about that stuff on stream, but I find when I stray from that stuff on my channel, it doesn't really work out too well, and I need to make sure that my video ideas are ones that like people who aren't even into science want to watch, and like I don't know, people that are, I don't know, the YouTube algorithm's complicated, but it's a great suggestion. I will talk about speculative evolution stuff for sure. Play Worldbox. Is fantasy on another level? Yeah, I've heard great reviews about Worldbox. Okay, speaking of, guys, I made a presentation. Guys, real quick, let's run through this. 2026 is the daninblue live stream challenge, guys. I have challenged myself to stream every single week, every Wednesday for now, of 2026, because I want to give streaming a shot. It might not work out. I might fail, but my goal is to stream every single week. Every Wednesday for now, 4 p.m., like a 3 to 4 hour stream. Professional. Yeah, I mean, I just threw this together because I wanted to talk about like some of the things I'll do on stream, some of the games I'll play, ideas I'll have, and like what I'm really looking for to do here. I think streaming is always something I've wanted to do, but it's not something I have a background in at all. So I wanted to do this just to like make myself do it. So I set challenges for myself because I feel like action often comes before motivation, not the other way around. So the goal is to stream every Wednesday, 3 to 4 hours. This may change, but that's what we're gonna do for now. I hope to get better as we go. What are my goals? My goals are to build some community. I really like talking to you guys and like getting to know who's watching my stuff and like who's into this stuff. I want to get comfortable speaking on the fly. My videos are pretty scripted, so I want to be able to sort of converse back and forth a little bit more naturally, not being too nervous about what to say, just like off the top of the head, stuff like that. It's a chance to do more personality-based stuff, because right now what I'm doing is more so, about the science and like not really about me. I think what's cool is that I can, put myself into some streams and stuff like that. And again, this is like growing a different vertical. Like while I have the YouTube channel, I can sort of grow this on the side. This is a personal challenge for myself. I like to set those. I like to try and hit those. What is your passion? We'll get to that. And I want to have fun and learn. I want to have fun and learn. Just doing this. Okay. So what is? Oh no, what will I stream? I don't really know. I'm open to suggestions, but some ideas. We can do some biology games. You know what I mean? These are probably the most popular ones. Subnautica is up first. We're going to play Subnautica next week. Rain World's definitely on the list. Spore is definitely on the list. If we have enough ant enthusiasts, we can do Empires of the Undergrowth. And then, a lot of you guys were telling me like dinosaur games last week. The Isle was like this horror one. It looked really cool, but I think there are a ton of dinosaur games. I could totally run into those. EOM, you said Thrive today. I'd totally check out Thrive as well. I think you picked the most interesting video ideas. Thank you. I spent a lot of time thinking about the ideas, so yeah. And I think for streams, what's nice about streams is I can kind of lay back and not think about the production too much. I just go live and just talk to whoever's here. Like, there's no pressure. That's really the thing. It's like, with my videos now, there's pressure. I'm doing sponsorships. I have goals to meet. It's part of my living expenses, like to make a little bit of money off YouTube. I don't make that much, but to make a little bit. But yeah, I think streaming would be a fun way to just sort of like not really worry about too much. Some other ideas, like non-biology games that I could play. I haven't played the Stanley Parable. I think that'd be a cool thing to experience live on stream. Some of you guys last week told me to play Dredge. We could do some horror games. Yeah, so we could do some realistic horror games. I'm totally down. If people are down for that. I don't know if I have the right audience for that, but I would totally do it. This game here, Dino Blade, I was looking at dinosaur games on Steam, and I found this game in early access, where it's like, it looks like a Souls-like, but you're dinosaurs, but it's actually like pretty accurate to dinosaur things. I might play the demo once. It looks hilarious, and it actually looks really well made. I could do some friend slop games like Peak if I meet some stream friends or stuff like that, and then also some Faudian games like rage games to just put on the background while I can banter with chat. Very Northern Lion style, if you guys know my favorite streamer NL. You know what I mean? No Peak, it's unrealistic in some. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the point of that game is to be realistic. I think it's more so just to like have fun with friends. So it definitely fits a different slot into if I get friends. Yeah, because I'm not gonna play with my real friends on stream. I think, you know. Still, here's some of my all-time favorite games. I would totally play these if anyone requested. I love roguelikes. I like strategy, survival games. And I mean, I'm pretty good at some of them. So I think that you know, this is totally an option as well. Can you invite viewers to games? Add me? Yeah, I mean, probably not. I probably I will add you guys on like Discord or whatever. Like we can chat if you want to like DM and stuff. Like if you want to ask me about something. But I don't know. I'm not the most available guys these days. I think that unfortunately, yeah, like I'm sorry, but I do need to set the precedent of like I don't know. I can't just play with every viewer because yeah, it gets complicated as a creator. And so the advice that I've been told is to generally like, we can chat on Discord and stuff, but yeah, like generally it's tough to do. So like I do have to set the precedent of like probably not gonna like play with viewers on stream and stuff. I just have to set that precedent. But yeah, please come chat with me in Discord. Please come chat and stuff like that. In terms of like playing games though, it is a little tough. That's a tough thing for creators, I think, especially with some weirdos online. Like you guys are not the weirdos, obviously, but if you open it up, it kind of sets a precedent. This is just some YouTube advice, some streaming advice that I've got from some bigger creators. So, what's your Discord? Go to my YouTube description, my channel description. You can find the Discord server, and I'm in there. I'm like daninblue in there. Favorite Isaac character to play? Go. Oof. Probably Judas. Azazel, I mean, is easy and fun, but probably Judas or Isaac. Just keep it simple. You know what I mean? You have made the orang sad. Yeah. Oh, Matthias, what's up, man? Good to see you again. Yeah, I apologize, guy. But the orangutans, unfortunately, I can't be playing with them. Ever since I said orangutans were my favorite animal last week, I've been getting these orangutan shorts, like on my YouTube, like all the time. Hold on, let's get through this. So yeah, new channel, daninblue. This is my stream channel. I'm gonna be putting edits of these streams. I want to do shorts, clip farming and stuff like that. I don't know how to do this. I'll be figuring it out. I will probably hire an editor for this because I don't have the time for this. So let me know if you have an editor. Let me know. Like I don't have that much money. Yeah, no profile picture. I will figure this out as we go. Right now it's a blank channel. Please go subscribe to that. The link is in the description of this stream. If you subscribed last week, this is a different channel. I moved it, so yeah, I moved it to this one. I thought daninblue was a better name than daninblue live, so this is gonna be the channel. I'm gonna figure this out in the weeks to come. So yeah, thanks for subscribing, guys. Yeah, YouTube is listening. YouTube really is. I said orangutans, I like them, and now I get. We'll go. Let's watch some orangutan shorts in a second. But yeah, we're gonna do this. So yeah, I want to know, like, I need to figure out how to clip farm. That's something that I want to learn because apparently that's how you grow your stream. I'm gonna figure that out. If you guys have any suggestions, but yeah, here are some ideas we talked about last week. Of course, you guys have mentioned some this week too. But these are some ideas for the stream. So, you know what I mean? This is the stream goal this year. Hopefully it goes well. Regardless, if it goes poorly, I'm at least gonna be streaming for this full year. Like I'm gonna commit to this challenge. So come hang out every Wednesday. We'll see if I can stream more. But so far I've been having a good time. So I appreciate that. Danny reached Unk status. What do you mean? Yeah, dude, I have no idea, bro. I'm not as chronically online as I used to be. Like I deadass don't know I don't know how the kids do it. I don't know how to clip farm. I don't even know what that means. I'll figure it out. Let's see. Do you play D&D? I do. Well, I mean, not currently. I've played a lot of D&D, but you know what? I've been watching Critical Role, the new Critical Role campaign, and it's been excellent, dude. It's been so freaking excellent. But yeah, love D&D. Love D&D because I just like fantasy and I love writing fantasy, so I like DMing and stuff. I know you can't sign an autograph, but can you say my name? It's kind of yeah, of course. Nexa Sin, is that how I say it? Nexa Sin, shout out for watching. I can say y'all's names, no problem. Yo, what's up? Hopped on here and saw you were streaming. I actually am in the process of making my own Apple tier list website. Oh, that's awesome. That's what's up. Yeah, I might do an Apple tier list down the line. I'm gonna figure out how to set my camera up in my kitchen and then like do it from there. Be careful when people request shoutouts. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm gonna. I mean, right now it's again. I'm a small stream, so we'll do it for now. But you know, obviously, if I had a million people asking, I wouldn't. But right now, listen, I'm gonna shout all you guys out because you guys are my day ones. You know, maybe this stream, maybe I will clip farm successfully and grow some clip crops, and then I will remember you guys as my first chatters. So I would shout y'all out. Do a flip, I would die. I'd break my neck and die, and I'd be gone. What kind of games with the biology in them would you like the most? Like Plague Inc., for example. I have played Plague Inc. I'm not really like a virology guy. So I'm thinking more like evolution, like ecology games, sort of like where you're. So I'd probably say like a like Subnautica. I think is just the perfect textbook game for me to play. So I'm gonna do Subnautica next week. Hopefully that works out all right. Hollow Knight Silksong, just play one of them, please. Yeah. I mean, obviously people love those games. I have played a little bit of Hollow Knight. Yeah, I played a little bit of Hollow Knight. Maybe I'll do it on stream, but I'm gonna stick to the biology games first, and then maybe as we go on, I'm looking for games to play. I would totally play those. Totally would. Seeing the Binding of Isaac shot me because I'm designing Isaac keychains while watching stream. Awesome. That's awesome, man. Yeah, no, Isaac, dude, I was watching Northern Lion back in the Isaac days. I would come home from school, play The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, while watching Northern Lion playing The Binding of Isaac on a different, like, I would just be, you know what I mean? Like, I would just be doing that. Such a good game. And you know what? Modern Minds, this was before roguelikes were popular. Isaac set up all the roguelikes, and, like, Modern Minds don't understand Isaac. They don't understand the appeal. Holy, I think I peaked my mic. Sorry about that. Hollow Knight's a good suggestion because there's so much bugs. That's true. That's true. Lots of bugs. Though I think they're like old caterpillars and stuff. You know what I mean? Like the flavor is bugs. I wouldn't say they're biological bugs, but I do love them. I think they're really cool. You should cook. Yeah, I would cook on stream. I'd cook on stream for sure. In D&D, I keep pissing off the Dungeon Master because I play Paladin every time and Oathbreaker every time, knowing fully well none of my friends know what that even means. I mean, you can play an Oathbreaker Paladin. You know? You don't have to. That is an option. Can you make a video about sexual selection? It makes sense to me why it persists, but not why it begins, if that makes sense. Yeah, the issue with that is, so I sort of tested it out with my sperm competition video. Didn't do too well. I think those videos have a high risk of getting demonetized, but that's my main field of study. Like, I study sexual selection, so I'm totally willing to talk about that. Maybe on stream, so maybe I can talk about my research sometime on stream. And I totally, like, I can answer that question for you. It's complicated, obviously, but there are animals that don't even have sexes that have two mating types because it simply promotes genetic diversity. You know what I mean? And so it ends up being a beneficial thing a lot of the time. Very complicated, though. Very complicated. I'd have to do a whole in-depth day. I'm excited for Subnautica, honestly. Listen, show up next week. We're going to be doing Subnautica. I think the goal is, like, I'm excited as well. I'm very, very excited. I think that, yeah. Hopefully I have a lot of Subnautica heads who are going to want to watch. But yeah, I'm super excited, super excited. Next week, I think I'm gonna start with a little bit of chatting, maybe like an hour of chatting. Then we're gonna hop into Subnautica for like 2 hours or something, and then that'll be the stream. We'll do that every week. No, imagine you shout someone out and their name reads like a swear. Oh, you mean like bend over. Yeah, you mean like yes, yes. You're actually right. I totally y'all could have gotten me. You probably can still get. You can probably still bait me with those names. What's your favorite year of your life? Great question. I mean, this year was an excellent year for me. 2025, like last year. My channel really did tremendously well. It was a year off after I finished my undergrad, and I was able to discover a lot about myself and like improve a lot. It wasn't a fun year, but it was a big improvement year. It was a big like progression year. So I'll say this year, but I think the most fun year was probably 2022 when COVID lockdowns were ending and I got to go to university and like have a great time. That's probably the most fun I've had. Silk Song's hard. Silk Song's overrated. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not the best at those games in general, but I imagine I could beat Hollow Knight. Maybe not Silk Song. Also, do you guys have a list of biology games that you recommend? I've been searching for a free time about a moth. That would be so helpful. Yeah, honestly, listen, if y'all have favorite biology games, because obviously, like, you guys want to play them, I'll also take suggestions and play them. Play Ark Survival, that's a great option as well. The reason I didn't put Ark on the PowerPoint is just because I know it's a huge game, where, like, I know it's like it's a whole thing. And so, it might be, it's a little daunting, you know what I mean? But maybe down the line I could do it. Can you do a music theory videos for beginners? I asked that because there's a good hard behind. Yeah, I forgot a lot of my music theory, so now I just kind of play for fun. I was quite good one day, once upon a time. Wouldn't do a video on it, but hey, learn your scales. That's all I can say. That's the most important thing. Can you post more frequently? I try. It takes me so damn long to make a video. Like, every bit of, like, I focus on every second of the video, right? And I do it all myself, so, like, honestly, like, I'm posting as fast as I can, and it still takes me 2 months, so... probably not. I'm trying my best, but I think that's why these streams are nice. I can sort of fill in the long spaces in between every time I upload, with something like this. This is my version of posting more frequently, I guess. Do crows have a hierarchy? I'm not sure. I imagine they would. They would. It just wouldn't be so formal. You know. Spell iCup. That is the oldest trick in the book, my friend. I was spelling that when I was getting people with that when I remember back in kindergarten I was hitting kids with the spell iCup. They can never recover. They can never recover. Are humans eusocial? My answer is no. It is a question worth talking about. Like, some people have debated about it. I don't think so, though. I think we're pretty individually wired, and yeah, we're just a social species. We just have things that resemble eusocial systems because of how large our systems have become, but like that's not how we naturally are, and that's not how we would behave if you just put us in the wild again, you know? You might still be interested in Ark without playing it. It has interesting designs that differs from paleo accuracy. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Aesthetic guitar. Danny's, well, you know, I can play the guitar, but no, for now it's kind of just in there. I just play it for fun these days. But yeah, you know, maybe I gotta get on my performative male grind. Some labubus out here. Are frogs going extinct? Yeah, surely some of them, right? Because they're very sensitive to changes and like the environment is changing. I think that there are some that are doing okay though. Take your time with the vids, man. We'll be here when you upload. Yeah, I found that that's the case, right? Like, I used to try to make videos like once a week back in the beginning, and my videos were much shorter back then. I found way more success just taking my time, like way more success. So honestly, I have no problems with taking as long as I need to make videos. So I appreciate y'all sticking around. Can you hire a team if you can't afford them? Just pay them in the long run when you were famous? Yeah, no. I don't think it's worth it for me to hire a team just to make videos a little faster. Just because, like, it's very important to me that the videos are good. Like, I want to be passionate about making them, so probably not. I would hire a team for these, like, stream edits, though. That's where I would hire a team. But for my actual videos, like, nah, it's a huge labor. It's a labor of love, so I tried to put my all into it. I think hiring a team would take away from that a little bit. Like my voice, because a lot of my voice comes from the editing. A lot of stylistic choices in the video, like I don't even know are going to happen until I'm editing them, and then I decide them there. So it's important to me that I edit at least most things. Can you do a video about what Darwin/Wallace got wrong about evolution? War against all as opposed to Charlotte good enough for mutualism. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do a video about it, but I mean, I'll talk about it right now. Your examples are excellent, right? Like survival of the fittest. That was actually my first video on this channel. Technically, it was about survival being really the survival of the good enough, right? And mutualism, of course, is a thing that is possible, and like these negative interactions don't need to happen. I think overall, Darwin and Wallace's view were just like pretty simplistic, but if you think about it, like of course they were the first to really come up with it. When we look at things now, like things are a lot more complex. Like Darwin's idea of sexual selection works, but also isn't the most robust theory. Like his idea that like males are ornamented and therefore will chase the females of the species, and the females of the same species are drab. This is true a lot of the times, but there are also cases where this is flipped. There's a role reversal in a lot of species. There are cases where there's a bit of mutual mate choice, right? Like you think about humans, like there's a lot of mutual mate choice, and that's actually the case in a lot of animals as well. So I really just think that what they got wrong is they just didn't have enough information, and they didn't have things complicated enough. Do you think insects have awareness? Oh, absolutely. Not to the level that we do, but they absolutely, like, you can walk into a room and like like a centipede or a spider will freeze. Like it'll know, it'll feel, it'll sense the disturbance of something big nearby, and it'll just freeze. Or run if you get close to it. Why are octopus smart? I mean, yeah, it's an excellent question. I don't think we really know, but their evolution is a wild one, so different than ours, right? So different than ours. And I think, I don't know, just having tentacles and using them must have just led to a reason to be smarter. It's really interesting. Just do what you do, man. Your videos are great. One can feel your passion oozing from them. Yeah, I appreciate that. And that's definitely what I try. Yeah, I definitely try to make my videos good. I appreciate the kind words, guys. Madeline and User. Yeah, I try my best. I take my time, and it's not my full-time job, so I just gotta I gotta do them when I have time on the side. So, what was your experience with quarantine? I think it was okay for me. What sucked for quarantine, I was graduating high school going into quarantine, so my senior year was cut off, and so it was like no prom, no graduation, right? And what also sucked was going into first year, I wanted to live in residency for university. I'd been looking forward to that like throughout all of high school, and yeah, like nah, I didn't get that, which was very, very unfortunate. That being said, I none of my family got like my family got COVID, but this was like, it wasn't like really bad for any of them. And like it's crazy. They all got COVID and I didn't. But I was just sort of living at home, and I'm already kind of degenerate with my sleep schedule, so like that was fine. I was also good, like I'm good being isolated. Like I've always just kind of hung out alone and just been on the internet and stuff, so that was fine for me. Like I wasn't really feeling socially too bad, but the real problem was I had some life experiences kind of snubbed, so that was the real bummer about quarantine. What insect would you become? Probably a roach, to be honest. I don't really mess with roaches. I mean, I think they're okay, but I think I'd be a roach. They're pretty robust. Like I could survive a lot. I could survive a long time. I could eat whatever. What do we know about sperm whales? I mean, I don't know too. I know that they're like the loudest animal. I know that they scream extremely loudly, and they can like mess your heart up if you were nearby. But yeah, very interesting stuff. Someone told me something about sperm. Like one of my I don't know what to call them, coworkers. I don't know. I'm a graduate student, right? So other like graduate PhD students and stuff. One of them told me like the reason sperm whales are called sperm whales is like inside their head is like this white liquid, and so people thought that their sperm was kept in their like extended head. And I was like, don't you like? Isn't it just a big white thing that swims? Like you're telling me they call them sperm whales because they thought there was sperm in the head, like not because it's just white and it swims. I feel like feel like you could have come up with the name a little more simply. You know what I mean? I don't know. I also don't know if they're probably right. I mean, this was a pretty smart person telling me. I thought they were white. No. Loki gonna have a migraine, take a nap. Yo, no problem. Creature on the lamppost. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time. Hi, you're live streaming again every week. I remember seeing a horseshoe crab in your search. Are you particularly interested in them? Yes, I am live streaming every week. Every Wednesday, I'm gonna be here. Around this time, around 4, maybe a little bit sooner. Yeah. I am gonna be live streaming every week. I like horseshoe crabs a lot. Yeah. I can't say I'm particularly interested in them. I love lots of creatures, but no, I do think they're really cool. I do think they're really, really cool. Why are they called sperm whales anyways? Yeah, apparently it is. Apparently it is the white stuff in the forehead. Really weird. And yeah, I thought they were pretty white, no? Sperm whale. Oh, they're kind of gray, bro. Maybe see, maybe I'm just thinking of Moby Dick. Maybe sperm whales are just not. What the heck? I thought they were like white. Okay, I didn't think they were like bleached white, but I thought they were like a little whiter. No? Holy crap. I think I'm literally just thinking of Moby Dick, like the white whale, which like for sure is a sperm whale, right? Okay, yeah, they're actually like not that white. I guess they're whiter than some whales, but I guess not really. Okay. Yeah, well then that's why yeah, Moby Dick's probably the reason. That's crazy. The most famous sperm whale. But yeah, no, they have white stuff in their heads. So what book would you recommend? Well, I only read, like, if you're asking for like a biology book recommendation, I can't really tell you. But I read a lot of fantasy books. My recommendation, I would recommend, because I have some favorite series, but I wouldn't recommend them necessarily. I'd recommend Will of the Many. It's a newer book. The second book just came out. I gotta read it. Will of the Many was very, very good. And it's a newer series. I thought it was very accessible. I thought it was also very in depth. So, you know. What's your opinion on zoos? I think that some zoos are better than we give them credit for. I think other ones obviously are not very ethical. But I don't know. Like the Toronto Zoo, for example, is pretty cool. Like I think that like if they're doing conservation work, not too bad. I think it's really fun to go to the zoo and like see a lot of animals. But when there is a lot of cruelty involved, obviously that is, you know, kind of unfortunate. What's good, Big Steve? How you doing? Lamau, only Moby. Yes, Moby was a sperm whale. Yeah, but I guess he influenced my entire. Damn, he Moby Dick. That Ahab guy was so obsessed that he influenced my entire perception of sperm whales. A Song of Ice and Fire. I have read the first book. I read Game of Thrones, but I still need to read the other ones. The thing is, I watched the show, and so not that they're the same at all. Like they're obviously differences, but it's hard for me to read something once I've watched like a later material. I'd rather read the source material first and then watch the adaptation usually, but you know. They're also called Catch-a-lot, rooted from Big Teeth. Catch-a-lot. Might not be something you gave much thought to, but just how different would you expect alien animal-like species to be if we found some? Probably pretty different. That's something that like I don't think anyone knows. I've thought about it, but it's like no one would know, right? Because you'd be weighing like a true convergent evolution and just like the randomness of how life forms. I imagine it'd be pretty different, but like there's no way for me to really quantify how much that would be or like really have an expectation for that, because like the experts in the world also don't have expectations for that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'd expect exactly, but yeah, I feel like they'd be pretty different. I think they would operate in ways that we don't expect. Maybe they communicate through like a vibrational language or something, you know. I love cool sci-fi alien races where it's like they just are operating on some different thing. Like they got fungi talking to each other and stuff. Like I think that's, what's that from? Annihilation? Or maybe it's Project Hail Mary. I think it's Project Hail Mary where it's like there's like a fungus language. Like they write using fungus. I don't know. I haven't fully figured out what was up there. But yeah. You know. Siphonophores are pretty alien. Yeah, it's true. Because even on Earth, you have a lot of life forms that are like evolutionarily very distinct from us. Like siphonophores have so many like individuals connected, right? And so they're almost like a big like a big individual, but they're also not. It's very probably my favorite deep sea animal, by the way. Siphonophores. A sci-fi book involves a cloud that travels for millennia between stars to fuel itself and is highly intelligent. That is very cool. What book is that? I've thought about an idea like that before. Like, there's no reason to there's no reason for life to be like reproducing the way, like, what if there's just like a big thing in space that just moved around? You know what I mean? I was thinking of like a huge moving colony in space, and it just picked up a lot of like intelligent civilizations on it throughout the way. So it's almost like a living galaxy, and it's just flying around, and it has people that tend to it, and then like a lot of other things try to like parasitize it, but the things that live on it are its like defense system. I don't know. A lot of cool sci-fi concepts like that. Mars apparently also might have had life on it. Yeah, that's the thought, right? I don't. They're just because there used to be like water, right? I think like the old days of Mars probably was all right for life, but that also doesn't mean that life would have happened, you know? So I don't know. Have you heard of the dinosaur Dinoceras? If that's different from Dinococcus, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I've seen these guys before. I don't know too much about them. But very cool. Very cool. I mess with the new bird depictions of dinosaurs. I think they're pretty sick. Damn. Yeah, pretty cool. What do you know about the insect apocalypse? Is that a thing that's gonna happen? I don't actually think any insects are gonna like uprise anytime soon, but I don't know if that's like a concept from something. Fungi and plants talk to each other in some sort of symbiosis, I think. Yeah, I was talking to a plant researcher the other day, my friend in my cohort at my PhD, and apparently that's a little over embellished in the media. And I don't think they actually like talk as like the wood wide web is the idea that like all these trees have this massive like fungal network, and apparently that's just not true at all. It's just over embellished because it sounds nice. But yeah. Scoot Transport. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. The Black Cloud by Fred Hoyle. It's pretty good. Ooh, interesting. The Black Cloud. Oh, it's like an OG science fiction. Yeah, that's cool. Honestly, I'm not very well read on science fiction. I mostly read fantasy, but I do love when fantasy has like these sci-fi elements and ecosystems. No, but they found specific minerals and stuff recently. Like life related minerals. Interesting. I didn't hear about that. Mars minerals of life. I mean, oh yeah, like they discovered like potential biosignatures. Yeah, it's possible there were like some microbes or something there, I guess. I do think like I'm gonna hold my judgment for my guess in that regards, whether there was life there, just because we don't know what's been there, so we don't know what else could have like created those things. But it's definitely compelling. It's definitely very, very compelling. I wonder if I wonder if we end up like, because we're looking for life, that like we're overlooking, you know, and we're just like we're kind of like trying to confirm our biases because we want life to be there. So I don't really know. But yeah, super exciting. I agree. I'll have to watch this Star Talk video on it later. Do you know Physarum polycephalum? Physarum polycephalum. Oh, a slime mold. Yeah, of course. Actually, I'm covering slime molds in my next video. Yeah, I mean, super cool stuff, right? Just extending those pseudopods around, finding food, building networks and stuff. I think it's dope. Yeah. It's basically the loss of a lot of insect biomass over the years. Oh, like insects themselves are dying. I got you. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Um, a lot of the ways that we're changing the environment are really messing up a lot of insects. I do think other invasive insects are also bad for insects. And they really mess each other up. So yeah, I'm not too aware of like the what's it called, the supports or benefits. Supports or benefit. What am I talking about? The consequences or like negatives of it. Like I don't really know the consequences, but I would not be surprised that that's happening. Were trees larger in the past? I'd like to learn more about old growth forests. Honestly, yeah, I like old growth forests as well. Yo, Ioium, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting. Yeah, I imagine they might have been. I also don't know though. I'm not a big. I'm not the best at like plants, let alone like older plants. Would you convert onto an extinct, like turn into an extinct animal? I mean, sure, sure. I would turn into like a. I don't know. I would turn into one of like a. I'd turn into like a Smilodon or something. I'd be like a big cat. I'd be a saber-toothed cat. I recently did a presentation about Elysia chlorotica, and honestly, I don't like slugs, but they're so cute. Are these the ones? Are these sea slugs? Are these the ones with like little ears? No, these aren't. These are Oh, it's a leaf. Holy cow. Yeah, this is dope. This is really really cute. Oh, maybe it is a sea slug still. Maybe it's like a. It's like, oh, it has chlorophyll. That's dope. That's really really cool. Yeah. So I wonder if it mimics a leaf like for survival, or if this is just like a consequence of having so much chlorophyll. If you had to choose a bacteria to turn into a human and marry it, what bacteria would it be? um, hmm. Well, not E. coli. I feel like E. coli is kind of a player. I wouldn't mess with E. coli. E. coli would cheat on you for sure. Um, Malaria, hell nah, for sure. What? What? I mean, I don't know what the good candidates are, to be honest with you. Like, what's a good bacteria candidate? Probably someone in my microbiome, like one of the good ones. Like, if they're sticking with me and helping me with sickness and stuff, like they'd probably make a good partner. Currently on a lichen kick. Anything to do with that really? Um, yeah, it's cool stuff. I learned a little bit about lichen in my first year of undergrad. I don't know the most about them, but yeah, I think because like beyond like a food source, right? They're kind of just an interesting like amassment that shows up. I don't know the most about them. Obviously, I see it everywhere. I see lichen everywhere. They do photosynthesis. Yeah, yeah. It seems they do. It's cool. It's cool to have animals that just are photosynthesizing, right? Do you know what you want to do once you have your PhD? Not entirely. Um, the thing is, where like I want to do YouTube, obviously, and if I have 5 years to do this PhD, and I'm gonna be trying to grow the YouTube channel alongside it the whole time. If I can grow it big enough, of course, I'll just dedicate myself to YouTube. But they say you should make more. YouTube like goes up and down, right? So it's not always consistent. And so I could be thinking that I'm doing really well, and then I only do YouTube. I don't do any job, and then I uh have a bad year and I don't have enough to live, and now I can't get back into the job market because it's hard because I took time off, and then jobs and like resume like employers will be like, why'd you take a year off? You just finished your PhD. Like apparently that's pretty bad to do. So I would honestly, if I had to choose a job, which is very likely for me, I don't know. I could stick into academia, like I could do a postdoc or something, and then try to be like a professor or something, like a researcher. But I totally work for like a private company too, doing research and stuff. I don't know. It's hard. I would love to just be a science communicator though. If I could live off my YouTube coattails and like do some other science communication stuff, like I actually think my YouTube channel is a pretty strong thing to have like on a resume. So we'll see. You know who should hire me? Like SciShow or something. No offense to SciShow. I think they do great work. I think it's probably the best science stuff for like kids and maybe the general public, but I could make that show way better. I could make SciShow way better. How likely do you think humans are to go extinct? Probably not anytime soon, but yeah, obviously, like, we ruin the planet, it's possible. Sun can explode, it's possible, but I don't know. I think we have a lot more progress to go, so I don't know. I think it's very possible that we progress far enough and like kind of overcome a lot of these problems. Maybe there'll be a space travel age down the line, or maybe we'll just be a bunch of nukes everywhere and we'll cause nuclear winter and just die out. Could you post more frequently? Nah, it takes me a ton of time to make a video. So much time. I would if I could, but in order to get the videos of the quality that I want them to be at, and like, no, it takes me like 2 months at least usually. I'm trying my best though. Why are herbivores only able to consume plants? I mean, it's just in terms of like food stuff, it's just a strategy that you go with or you don't, right? Like carnivores eating meats. Meat is obviously good. It's like very nutritionally dense, but then you have to evolve a lot. You have to put a lot of resources into developing claws and teeth to hunt with and things to eat meat, and then you need the stuff to digest it, right? So another strategy, like herbivores, plants are like readily available, but you need to eat a lot more of it if you want the same energy. And so, yeah, it's just another strategy to take. Though, you know, there are a lot of cases of herbivores eating meat sometimes. Like, it's actually surprising. Talk more about marine organism and deep sea gigantism. I will be making a deep sea video down the line. There is an excellent deep sea gigantism video by that one channel that does all the deep sea documentaries. So that's already kind of covered. But I try to my video, like I really do try to make it so that my video ideas aren't really covered. You know? I have returned, putting my chem lab on hold for this. Yo, Delulu, what is good? Thanks for showing up. Thanks for saying hi again this week. What are you doing? What are you doing for your chem lab? Is this like a? I remember when I used to do orgo in undergrad, and we would have like this big. We would go into the lab, do an experiment, and then we'd have a big assignment, and it was so stressful. Do omnivores really exist as a meaningfully distinctive category? I mean, meaningfully, yes. Like a true distinction, probably not. It's probably not like a. It's probably more of a gradient than like a strict carnivore, omnivore, herbivore, but I think it's a very useful thing to have. Like animals that are regularly eating plant matter and animal material, you know, that is a real thing. Like raccoons, bears, humans. And you can look at the teeth and see, like, you know, that it's there, but, you know, there are carnivores that can just start eating plants, and there are herbivores that can eat meat sometimes, but obviously there are things that they prefer in their natural history, so. A few days ago, I randomly thought to myself after eating a hamburger that it felt good to be an omnivore. Yeah, dude, I agree. I was eating my Chipotle bowl earlier, very much enjoying, and I don't really like vegetables all that much, but once it's up in what's it called, like all together in a harmonious mixture, I love it. I have a slime mold pet named Cornelius. Do you think I could replicate evolution natural selection by putting acid on them until one of them becomes immune to acid or stuff like this? Well, if you only have one individual, it would be hard for you to get a mutation that would work out. It would probably take you longer than you would have, right? Because beneficial mutations are actually quite rare. But once they do happen, they stick around because they're so beneficial, right? So if you are putting acid on this individual and it just doesn't happen to get a beneficial mutation to it, it'll probably just die every single time, right? But I mean, you could try. What's your plans for 2026? Yeah, lots. This is gonna be a busy year for me. For YouTube, I put my resolutions up, but I'm gonna be streaming. I'm gonna be trying to upload a video every 2 months, trying to get a sponsor on each one, and trying to just be more active with the community and stuff like that. I want to hit 200,000 subscribers this year. Last year, we were able to get to 100K. I'm going to try to get to 200K, but I'm going to need some bangers. I'm going to need to put some bangers out. So that's the main goal. But of course, I need to progress in my PhD in my main life, and I'm going to get a cat. I want to get a cat this year. That's a big one. I'll keep the stream updated about the cat progress along the line, but I haven't really started on that yet, but I will get a cat. Why is it hard for herbivores to become carnivorous in evolution? I don't think it's hard. I think it's more of a case of like, why would they if they can just develop better herbivorous strategies, right? It's not really optimal to eat meat necessarily. What type of music do you listen to? Yeah, I'm all over the place. Like a lot of rock, like indie pop, R&B, hip hop and stuff. Just all over the place. Uh, yeah, yeah. Um, Tyler the Creator, one of my goats. I think my favorite band, Paramore. I like Polyphia a lot, some math metal, stuff like that. How humans become this intelligent than any other organisms on Earth? I mean, it's a little bit of a mystery. I did do a video on this though. We think it's because we just socialize with each other enough, and then we ended up creating our own pressures for why you needed to be smart rather than just survival, right? Like playing the social game also required intelligence, which also selected for more intelligence, and then that kind of ran away. What if we had a video about biomimicry and technology? Yeah, I've seen some cool stuff on that. It's just not my area of expertise at all. Like, I think it's more useful for me to like talk about evolution because that's what I study. That's what I think I can give a unique perspective on. Whereas I think there's a lot of other channels that cover that stuff. Like, I really do try to be unique in my video ideas. Like, I wanna, yeah. Love Tyler. Yeah, I mean, he's just incredible. So scared of cats, really. It's my cats are amazing. My cat made me question all human understanding of intelligence. I really like cat. I mean, of course, cats can be scary, but they can be so cute. I don't know. Once you have an interaction with a good cat, you know what I mean. My friend had this cat named Binky. That wasn't her name was Jupiter, but she was a stinky girl, so they called her Stinky Binky, and then now she's Binky. But she was an excellent cat, and after interacting with her, I was like, I could totally do a cat. I just need my cat to be a little like this. I pray for you. That's ominous, but thank you. Oh, are you talking about the subscriber goal? Yeah, sorry. I forget that there's a delay sometimes. And I have ADHD, so I forgot I said that and I was like, "Why am I going to die?" But no, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. What's your PhD about? Yeah, I study evolution, ecology, sexual selection and stuff. Yeah. Horses are really I can agree with that. Horses are actually pretty scary. I love horses obviously, but like no, they can mess you up and like they can bite you. That's the craziest thing. What wonders you the most about how humans evolved with all their characteristics? What do you think the most probable thing that could have evolved like way different? Yeah, I think culture is incredible, right? We can see the Neanderthals had culture. But we can also see that it obviously evolved at some point. It's evolved differently every single time. Like, a good way to know the randomness of evolution is to look at how cultures kind of evolved and like showed up, because they're shaped around the environment you're in. They're shaped around the languages you happen to speak. Like, what if for languages you'd like some humans back in the day, depending on what the sounds you start using for communication, like it completely changes those things. And that can change your mouth shape, that can change skin color, facial structure, hair, everything. Like, I don't know. I think we already have evolved in many different ways. A horse bit my teacher's hand. Yeah, and like that hurts too. Horses, camels, like you don't want them to bite you. Like, it's actually crazy. How do you have any advice on making a video for someone with zero experience? I want to do a deep dive in jazz guitar solo analysis. ADHD gang. Yeah. Video with someone with zero experience. I mean, the only way to gain experience is to do it. My recommendation is, if you've watched enough YouTube and you've like practiced presentations enough, you just go and you just go and make something. My thought would be to make videos without the expectation that they'll grow. Like, don't put all your time and quality into every single video, like people would say, like my people might suggest, because if you're still learning, if you have no experience, just make. When I started this channel, which is like not my first channel by any means, I just wanted to get videos out there and I made them short. Like, intentionally, I was like, my videos are gonna be 5 minutes, 10 minutes max, but like usually it was like 5 to 7 minutes, so I can make them fast and I can put them out there, because it is a higher chance that someone who doesn't know who I am will click it if it's a short video. Now I can finally make longer videos, and so now I can do that. I can put time and quality into them, but if you're starting out, just make, because you'll slowly learn over time. And like, you'll learn faster, actually. Do you play any video games? Yeah, tons. We were actually just talking about games earlier. I'm gonna play a lot of games on stream. Subnautica, we're starting next week. If y'all just came in, we are gonna be doing Subnautica next week, guys. Please come next week. We're gonna be playing Subnautica. Any Subnautica heads in chat? But yeah, some of my favorite games here. I'll pull up that slide again. Some of my all-time favorite games right here. I like roguelikes, strategies. Any ideas what to draw? A roly-poly Godzilla. I have a whole presentation on radioactive decay, but it's in German. Hey, I mean, I think I have like a 5% German audience. It's like, my audience is like US 37%, and then everything else is 5%. It's like UK, India, Canada, Germany, and then I think everything else is smaller. So, yeah, that's very good advice. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a lot of good YouTube advice out there and a lot of bad advice out there. Ultimately, you just have to learn by doing it yourself. A lot of my channel does not follow the conventional advice. Like, a lot of it does not follow the conventional advice whatsoever. So, I think that, I think you got to figure it out yourself. So the best way to do that is to optimize the amount of chances you have to learn and figure it out. And so I think make shorter videos and just put them out there. Put them out consistently. The reason that I'm streaming every week, I have no experience streaming whatsoever. I don't know how to do this. I don't even have a profile picture for my second channel. Like, I'm unprepared, but it's better to just go, right? Because that's how my YouTube channel took off, is because I just going, something hit, and so then I just kept trying that thing. So with streams, my goal is to just stream every week, like whether or not I'm prepared. I literally just rolled out of bed and I was like, shit, I have to stream. And so like I'm slowly gonna get better at it, and like now I'm enjoying myself, right? And like slowly I'm gonna get there. What made you love evolutionary biology? You know, I always loved animals as a kid. When the other boys liked cars, I liked dinosaurs, right? And I just loved looking at animals. But eventually, when just thinking, I don't know, it's just such a fascinating concept to me. And I don't know if that's just inherent to me, but anytime I just heard about like how life forms evolve and change, I just loved it. I love fantasy, and I truly do think like biology is it's very fantasy pilled sometimes. So many cool creatures and like creations, and I think it's excellent. When you mention your streams next week, is it known what times it will be? I like to set aside some time to plan, as I'll be dealing with finals. Well, good luck on finals, first of all. Next week, yeah, I probably... So I started at 4 p.m. EST today, Eastern Time. I might do a little earlier, because it seems that some people are up a little late. Though, I don't know. My viewership actually just kind of went up just now, so maybe I'll do 4 p.m. It'll be 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. But you know what? Check my Discord. And I will announce it there. I also will schedule the stream before next week. I'll try to schedule the stream before this week ends. So you can check the live tab on my channel. You can see the scheduled stream. Yeah, we'll be doing Subnautica next week, guys. We'll be starting Subnautica. I've never played before. It'll be a blind playthrough. As a biologist, I've been told that I will appreciate it a lot. So I'm super excited. Could a Komodo dragon accidentally give itself necrosis through an open wound? I mean, I imagine its own venom wouldn't be too potent on itself, but I don't know. I know traits considered uniquely human end up being in nature more than we think. Does that mean that traits like gazing the stars, a form of science culture, could exist outside of humanity? Absolutely. I absolutely think so. I don't think, again, it wouldn't be the same as how we perceive it. And we do have a tendency to anthropomorphize animals as well. Like, we like to single ourselves out as, like, this unique special thing. But then we like to look at, like, the other side is true as well. We like to look at animals and be like, wow, they're so much more human than we realize. And I think both perspectives are kind of wrong. You know what I mean? I think both perspectives are kind of wrong. And so, I think the answer is somewhere in the middle, unfortunately. And because that's how it always is. But yeah, no, I do think animals appreciate beauty. And a lot of the times there's no evolutionary incentive for that. I think they just do. France, thanks so much for the advice. I love your channel so much. Hey, thanks so much. Thanks so much for the kind words. I wish you luck. I wish you luck with your jazz video. Suggest your favorite science YouTube channels. I mean, I think I just watch the same thing that everyone else, like Veritasium, Vsauce. I mean, Vsauce is I'll watch Vsauce videos, of course. But honestly, ever since I've been making more and more videos, I've been watching less science content because, well, A, because I get so much science doing my PhD and my day job, but B, also, like, I kind of don't want to be influenced by other channels. I kind of want to, I think I've gotten to the point where it's like, I like to just do my own thing, and if I talk about something that someone else has talked about, I don't want to feel like I'm copying anyone, so, you know, I want to just talk about what I talk about. If it happens to be the same thing as someone else, and then that's the case, but at least I'll give my own, like, unadulterated perspective on it. He's not like other boys. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not like other channels. You know. No. I think some of the other channels are are really excellent. I obviously Casual Geographic and Lindsay Nicole. Those are the two that I think are most similar to mine in that it's like a one person kind of running it and like hosting it. Obviously they were TikTokers, so like they're huge compared to me. But those are I find the most overlap with my videos. I find that most people watch those guys as well. Of course, they're like the biggest in this field. When researchers look for evolution extraterrestrial life like water metabolism, nucleotides, that might be a bit monkey brain. What if life doesn't follow the same patterns? Yeah, it very well might not. The thing is, those are the only patterns we know, right? So if you're gonna look for life out of all these exoplanets, like what are you gonna look for if we don't know, right? And so that's why that's the rationale for doing that. I'm not saying that that's gonna be good or like correct, but that's why they do it. Is because we know that these are things that have supported life before, at least in our N of 1 sample of Earth, but actually it might be N of 2. I saw an article that said there might have been complex life the first time here that died out and then it happened again. I don't know, but maybe that's still N of 1 actually, because the N would be the planet, whatever. Yeah, life probably won't follow the same patterns, but those are the best patterns we got. I think you like emergence. Evolution really shows the concept of how simple rules working iteratively can generate all these beautiful forms. Yeah, I do. I love that concept. Is just amazing to me. And I think that I think the beautiful forms I could always appreciate. Vsauce is so goated. Yeah, of course they're the OGs, right? Michael from Vsauce. Did you watch Apothecary Diaries by any chance? Yes, I didn't finish season 2 actually, but I was watching it for a while. I quite enjoyed it. It was really good. It's really good. I think Mao Mao is a great main character. Is really life from Earth or from the meteorites? Yeah, the idea of like panspermia, that there was like a meteorite with life on it that kind of split apart and landed places, I think is not the most probable. It's plausible, I suppose, but I think life forming on Earth is probably more likely. And the thing is, it couldn't happen again because life is already here, right? So now if the same things form that would have made prehistoric life, or not even prehistoric, primordial life, current life would just eat it, right? So it couldn't happen again because life would just eat it. Do you know Sabine Hossenfelder? Any opinions? I do know Sabine. She was a physics like researcher, right? I've seen some of her stuff, and I haven't seen it enough to know about, because I know she has some controversies of like peddling some bad sponsors, and stuff like that. I know she's really like, she shits on the field of science that she's from a lot. I think in a disingenuous way, just for like clicks and stuff. I watched what's that guy called? Matt? Professor. There's like a professor. Someone teaches something, and he like made a video about like Sabine, kind of like peddling ideas that like science is like terrible, and like the academia as a whole is like ass. And I do think that's wrong. Like, I do think she's wrong for that. But I've seen some of her videos that are okay, so I also don't know. Professor Dave, that's right, Professor Dave. Yeah, excellent guy. Stand-up guy. Does the world/results of science change based on our observations, like the double slit experiment? And does this change how science should be perceived? Yeah, throughout history, I think so. Like, we've discovered that, like, observations change things. In a way, right? I forget the quantum physics thing where, like, you change the outcome by measuring it. But it's like yes and no, right? Like, it changes how we have to understand things because what we see might not always be accurate, but the objective truth still stays the same whether or not we know that it's something that we're going to perceive or understand or not. And I think in that regards, it doesn't really change. I don't know if that's I might have just said a bunch of nothing, but that's, hopefully I articulated that well. What's your opinion on All Tomorrows? I love All Tomorrows. I think it's so good. There's an Alt Shift X video where he just reads it, and I go back to it every once in a while. It's just so it's probably one of the best like speculative evolution things. I remember when I was younger, my friend showed me Man After Man. That was one of the first things I saw, and I liked it, but All Tomorrows just like blew it out of the water. Where do scientists get their news? Are there like field specific papers, or do you search up on the internet So in the field that I'm in, you look at journals, like you look at relevant journals, and like not everyone's gonna have access to those. Like, we get access through the university, so things like Nature, Evolution, Animal Behavior, those are the ones that I would I'm supposed to look at. I can't say that I really look at it. So really what happens for me is when I'm doing my own work, I search things up and then I'll find the papers, right? Um, then pop science and like other media outlets, YouTube channels, will publish some of the cooler findings of these journals and like try to make it accessible for like make it take away all the jargon and like complicated stats and like put it into words that the average person will understand. And it's cool to get information from there too, but you're going to get a lot weaker of an understanding of what actually happened, and they're probably going to try to push a narrative and like embellish it to make it seem cooler than it is. Most of the time that's what they'll do. So there's a double-edged sword. It's more understandable, it's more digestible, but it's also probably less accurate. But reading actual papers, I mean, even for me, it's such a pain in the ass sometimes. Sometimes I just like, oh, you gotta think so much. It's such a drag. That's the one thing I wish could be easier for me, like as a scientist, is reading papers, man. Gussick Gibbon is awesome. Is that a person or is that a gibbon? Gussick Gibbon. Oh, Gutsick Gibbon. Oh, so I guess that's oh, cool. Oh no, I've definitely seen some of these videos before. Oh yeah, he's doing some they? She. She's a biological anthropologist PhD student. Oh, cool. Cool. Hey, this could be yeah, awesome. Love to see other PhD students doing it. Why marine giants like blue whale evolved to filter feeders? I mean, if you're big, you got a big mouth, right? It might be, and you're always swimming, so you can always pick up krill. It just works, you know. I don't know that there's a reason, but like being big, like it tends to be like big things kind of graze, right? Like you think about herbivores, like they're huge. Like carnivores, that'd be a lot of energy to stay so big and like have to feed all the time. So you know, it works. All tomorrows, but it's what we did to the mustard family. Have you seen the Darth Vader isopod? I have. I know what you're talking. What is it called? What is this thing called? Yeah, this thing right here. The Darth Vader helmet. That's funny. Yeah, Gutsick Gibbon. Very cool. I'll have to check some of her stuff out. Yeah. Alt Shift X just read some of it, right? I think he did a great job at condensing it. Maybe I gotta check the full thing. Maybe I just need the book, bro, to be honest, the All Tomorrow's book. How do you think the science would change without the constraints of funding, good and bad? You know, that's a very excellent question, Delulu, because that's a huge, like, when you're a researcher, you have to apply for funding all the time. Like, people who are, my professor, like my PI, who, like, just is a researcher, like, she constantly has to apply for funding, constantly has to, like, search for things like that. It's, like, very constrained. If you don't get it, it just holds you back a lot. In some ways, having like infinite funding would be good because we could do a lot of projects that we wanted to, but for sure, like people would be wasting money as well. Like that's also true. I think it's unfortunate what's happening in the US where they're like killing a lot of funds, but like if we just had access to as much funds as you want, like for sure people are gonna waste that crap. So it's a tough question. I think that it's good that we have funding systems in place, but I think that maybe it should be a little less bureaucratic, and it should be a little like be a little bit more fair, or a little bit more less reliant on a CV of what you did, what you volunteered for in undergrad, right? Like I think that that's kind of silly that determines who gets funding and who doesn't a lot of the time, but I think that yeah, more funding would be great. Obviously, there's a lot that I could do with some funding. Her PhD is on sexual dimorphism in Miocene apes. That's really cool. That's really cool. I don't know, maybe I'll reach out to her or something. Because I also look at sex differences. Just not in humans or not in apes. Top 3 spider facts. I mean, so many cool spider ideas. I guess there's one where it's like their legs. You know how our hands rest like this, but if we apply pressure to our muscles, like we squeeze? Theirs are the opposite. Theirs are default like squeeze, and they apply pressure to push it out. So that's why the jumping spiders can like jump around, and that's why when they die they curl up, because it's like the opposite. It's also like this for sloths. Their claws are like by default down, and they exert effort to like push it up, whereas ours are like default up, and we exert efforts to put it down. Thoughts on geoengineering a way of combating climate change? I mean, obviously that sounds awesome. Really, the question there is like feasibility, right? I don't really know climate change stuff too well. I know a lot of people work on that. There's a lot of funding there. I think I would support it. I think that's a great idea, but I'm not sure on the feasibility. Spiders don't have muscle. Yeah, it's more of a hydraulic system. I don't know. Maybe there's some muscle activity, but I think it's like a hydraulic system. But it essentially does the same. Like, it makes their legs move, right? But yeah, it's not the same as like our muscles. Thoughts on geoengineering? Oh, sorry, that's what I just read. How do soils become fertile in nature? I don't know. I'm not a big plant guy in general, but I imagine the plants. I imagine there's a feedback loop between the plants and the soil and the stuff in the soil, and like a lot of mutualism, a lot of like symbiotic things going on there. Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know how the plants first like colonized the soil. Why would siphonophores exist? Well, their strategy works, right? It's very different than ours, but they're evolutionarily distant. If you look at like jellyfish and stuff, they're very different than us. So all these kind of Nidarians and like strange things, like their strategy works. So why does the brain look so utterly repulsive? It's like slimy and wrinkly and makes me nauseous, but it's interesting. Also, that weird ugly thing is me. Well, I mean, I don't think it's too ugly. Obviously it's weird that it's squishy, but it's on the inside, so it doesn't have to look pretty. I guess that's why. I guess that's really why. Seems my time has come. See you next week. Yo, user, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you chatting. I'll see you next week. Guys, I'm streaming every week, y'all. Streaming every Wednesday. Next week we're playing Subnautica. I'm super, super excited for that. Maybe it's ugly for self-defense. Yeah, you crack my head open, you see that brain, and now you leave. I can just sew my head back together. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. I'm just curious, by the way. YouTube made this new feature about vertical live streams, where like, so I'm vertically live streaming right now, but I'm not doing anything. I'm just I'm just streaming. Like, I just clicked it. Is anyone watching vertically? You're gonna hate Subnautica? Can't wait. I heard I was gonna love Subnautica. Is it because it's like hard? I know it's a great game, and I'm right now. Maybe I'm full of myself, but my thought is like I'm pretty good at games. I think I'm pretty good at games, so I think I'm gonna do okay. I know it can be scary at times, but I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah, no one's watching me vertically. Okay. The streams VOD will be on the second channel you mentioned. Actually, the streams VOD will be on this channel. You can just click the live tab and you'll see all the VODs will be here on this channel. But I'm gonna upload edits and stuff onto the second channel. But on this channel in the live tab, you can find all the VODs. They'll be here forever. Why are cat family more popular than canine family? I mean, are they? I guess just because big cats and the variety of big cats are just very cool. You get tigers, lions, cheetahs. Whereas with canines, like, what do you have? Wolves? They're kind of the biggest, right? Coyotes. Yeah, obviously dogs. I mean, people love dogs, of course. Yeah, okay, damn. No one's watching me on vertical. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll just turn it on anytime I stream. It doesn't seem to make a difference, but it's a new feature, so if someone's scrolling shorts, I might pop up for a second. I can't imagine anyone wants to watch me on shorts, though, but I don't know. Who knows? I gotta figure out how to edit some shorts. Like I said, I gotta realize how to clip farm a little bit. So I don't know. I need to think about some topics of conversation to cut from all these VODs and stuff. Orion Prelude, great FPS with dinos. An FPS with dinos. Seems like there's a lot of dinosaur games, huh? I gotta check some out. I'll definitely do some down the line. Oh, you're actually shooting the dinosaurs. That's funny. Yeah, you're actually just like shooting the dinosaurs. I see. Hey, that could be fun. That could actually be super fun. That'd be a fun stream game. I heard robins can detect the Earth's magnetic field to navigate. Yes, I think they can. I think a lot of birds can. I think sea turtles, we think they can do it too. It's just one of those senses that we don't really consider ourselves having, and they're just kind of tapped into. But I do wonder though, because this is a little far out there. Again, this is all conjecture from me. I don't know about this too well. But I'm terrible with directions. Like, I get turned around, I don't know where I am, and then other people just kind of know. So I don't know if I'm just like, I have a bad sense of like, I just where I am, or if people are out here sensing magnetic fields and not me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why am I so bad? Why do I not know where I am ever? How could the oceans ever crash in dissolved oxygen? I believe a global marine extinction near the later Carnivorous period occurred because of that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I know enough about that subject at all to even like say my mind on it. um yeah, I don't know. Are humans and multicellular organisms in general technically superorganisms slash ecosystems? Yeah, it depends on how you want to look at it. Those are just definitions, right? Like, those are just terms. Like, if you wanna say that, then sure. Like, we carry a ton of organisms on us. We're a big like symbiotic thing, right? So it just depends on how you want to group it. We're a little bit different. Like, you take ants for example. Like, those are a bunch of, like, you can pick up an ant and put it somewhere else. It'll still live. It just won't really know how to because it's not within the superorganism. But yeah, you can look at us like that. I don't see why not. At the same time, though, it's like it is also useful to look at us as one whole organism. It really just depends on the question you're asking for. Favorite weird animal? Favorite weird animal? What's my favorite weird animal? If orangutans are weird, I'll go with them for sure. Because I mean, they're pretty freaking legendary, dude. I've been getting ever since I said I loved orangutans last week. YouTube, I guess, listened and kept recommending me shorts from Orangutan Enthusiast. I got like I got this one. I just got this one. Okay, that's not playing. That's also not what I clicked, but okay. That's not... Dude, YouTube Shorts is the worst thing ever. I swear to God. I got this video. It's just all the fellas chilling out, and they're just learning. And then last week, of course, I talked about this. Like, give me food. This is so good. This right here is legendary. So if this counts as weird, I'm gonna say them. Do you have a favorite marsupial? Favorite marsupial. Let me look at a list real quick. Let me look at a list, cause I was thinking like lower classifications. Hold on. Marsupials, by the way, non-placental mammals. Yeah, so like kangaroos, wombats. Are eyes? No, those are probably more related to primates. I will go. Oh, I do love wallabies. Tasmanian devils are dope. Sugar gliders are awesome. Oh, it's a quokka. Oh, I love quokkas. It's got to be the quokka. I gotta go. I gotta go with the quokka for my favorite marsupial. It's crazy to think that we host so many different life forms. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like, complexity in life is just crazy. You know what I mean? That's just one of those things where it's like, I can talk about that forever. What do you think are the most prevalent and problematic issues within the scientific and slash academic community right now? I mean, AI is definitely a big problem right now. Lots of people are using AI when they shouldn't be. I think it's a tool that is helpful in a lot of cases. Kind of bad when you're using it to write your whole thing and not reading it over. You know. I think that what's another one? Really, the bureaucratic systems, like how you get funding and how you do things, is we pay to publish papers. You know what I mean? Like the paper, they don't pay us for publishing papers. I think it's kind of crazy. Like the way the journals operate it's very, they use prestige and merit to convince you to do papers, when I think in reality things should be a little more fair and pay a little bit. I like money. Have you heard of No Man's Sky? Yeah, I have. I never played No Man's Sky, but I heard they fixed it after that horrific release, and it's apparently pretty good now. I never played it though. What are your thoughts on the transhumanist view on human evolution? What is the transhumanist view? Transhumanist, that aims to enhance human abilities using technology. Okay, they wanna take us to the next level by using science to like improve us. I've heard of this concept before. I mean, what do I think about it? I mean, I think to a small extent, like yeah, like if you could replace my eyes with some bionic eyes, like sure, I would take that. Yeah, it's a cool topic in like sci-fi and stuff, where it's like you just become a machine and then that's what you are. If we sent machines to space and then they could just kind of become the next humans, like it wouldn't even be us, it would be our creations, and they would basically serve as humans. I've seen a lot of these ideas. I've thought about this a lot. I don't really know if I'd ever become a cyborg myself, but I think it's cool. Like I think I would definitely take some elements of it myself. I'm not fully against that stuff. But no, I wouldn't consider it evolution either. I don't know why I get emotional when I watch orangutans. Maybe I subconsciously remember an old documentary about their habitat loss. I think yeah, because that is unfortunate. They're so kind. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. You can see chimps and gorillas being like angry and stuff. Orangutans get angry, obviously, but like I don't know, something about them is so chill. That's why I love them. Which is the ancient lineage of all animals with vertebrae still exists in Earth? I'm not sure what you mean. You mean the most, because every single lineage traces back to the beginning. But if you think about like the thing that's diverged the most from us amongst vertebrates, the split off would be insects and arthropods, and then us. So then the next split off would be fish, I guess. Yeah, like bony fish versus jawed fish. I think we're bony fish, I think. Are we bony or jawed fish? I always mix this up. Yeah, we're bony fish. So the jawed fish, like sharks and stuff, would be the next like split off. But yeah, we are fish, guys. We are fish. Could you play Getting Over It in a future stream? I would. I have beat the game. I have played it myself, just personally on my own time. But no, I would totally play like a fighting game like that. For sure. I swear to God, AI shouldn't be accessible for day-to-day life. Comfort will be the death of us. I think it is the case for a lot of people. The unfortunate truth is that, like, I have found cases where AI seems useful, but it always ends up being, like, if I'm using it for something, like, I'm using it to, like, do stats. Like, if I don't know how to do a stats and I ask it a question, sometimes it's fixed the stats for me, and that's been very helpful. But then it goes to the question, it's like, well, now I don't have to learn the stats. And now if I'm reading a paper, I can't identify the problem. So I still just went back and learned the stats. What's good about it is that it identified the problem, and now I can go figure out where I need to learn. But not everyone is going to be doing that. Most people are not even going to have the knowledge to understand whether it's right or wrong. So, like, yeah, I think it's tough. Would you get a Neuralink? It depends on how intrusive it is and what it'll actually help me do. If you give me 100% certainty that it'll work and it'll let me just, like, do stuff in my mind, like, sure, why not? I'm not opposed to, like, sort of upgrading humans in a way, or, like, upgrading my own self. Like, I'm not completely against that. But I do think that in practice it's not going to be so elegant, so probably not anytime soon. Do you eat animals? Zero judgment. I do personally, but yeah, I eat animals. Of course, they're delicious. Animals eat, like, I don't know. I'm not a big. I obviously care about ecosystems. I care about conservation, but I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a conservationist just because I'm a biologist, right? It's always an interesting thing. Like, I don't stand and speak for all the animals. I like learning about them and I think they're cool, but they eat each other, they kill each other. I think that's fine. I think there's also the beauty in that too, right? Like, I think there's a beauty in animals like hunting each other as well. There's obviously a deep sadness in like smart animals, like, and their habitat loss and stuff like that. And like I can get empathetic and feel sad about that, but like truthfully, my main concern when it comes to animals is not from that perspective. It's more about how interested I am in the evolution and the diversity and then all their traits and stuff. And so eating them to me is not incongruent with that view, right? Tuna cata is the clade under chordata that diverged earlier. Tuna cata. Oh yeah, I guess there were probably earlier vertebrates than. Oh no, but these are invertebrates, no? These are like what, like sponges and stuff? I think these count as invertebrates, but this would be the split off from vertebrates and invertebrates, huh? I see. Damn, that's cool. Cool stuff. I saw orangutans up close to Philadelphia soon. Almost felt like I was being rude to a little family spying on them as they swung up taking a nap. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they're so like, and they're farther removed from us than like gorillas and chimps and bonobos and stuff. But like, I don't know. Orangutans are like the embodiment of chill. You know what I mean? Like, I'd smoke a blunt with an orangutan. I would not. I would not pass the joint to a chimp. I would not pass the joint to a chimp. That's for sure. Let's see here. Sorry, I just looked at my Twitch. I have not looked at my Twitch for a long, long time. No one's really watching there though. But I'll keep it open anyways. What's your view about veganism and evolution? I mean, I don't think veganism has anything to do with evolution. If you want to do it, sure. I don't think they're very. I don't know. I'm just gonna eat meat. So, but no shit. If you want to be vegan, I think that's perfectly fine as well. Just don't preach to me about it, right? AI in the med field, for example, is amazing for tumor recognition, but not for replacing things. Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I know that people are extremely like anti-AI, and then there are people who are like full AI glazers. Like, they'll be like, AI is the future; it'll fix everything. I just think like both these extremes are bad. Like, I think the anti-AI extreme is also bad. Like, there are improvements that it helps us, like with like finding protein folding patterns that'll help us in the medical field for sure. But no, we should still think for ourselves. I think it'd be ridiculous to suggest otherwise. So like, I think it's a double-edged sword, and you have to know like how to pull advantages from it and how to not let it kind of ruin you. Eating meat isn't the problem. The meat industry is. Yes, for sure. With like factory farming, the amount of water they use, it is pretty crazy. I do agree. Yeah, I do agree. Can't have meat due to religion. Well, that solves that problem, eh? Yeah, I think there's I have no problem with not eating. No, like not eating meat. Like, just it's your choice. I'm not gonna hate on you. But no, I mean, I grew up eating meat. I love eating meat when it's cooked well, and so yeah, I do think the meat industry is unfortunate in how it operates. But that's also true with tons of economic industries that I unfortunately am a part of. Like, sometimes I can't find anything in stores. I can't find anything in stores these days. So like, I have to order something from Amazon, and it's like Amazon's shit corporation, but well, I need the thing, so I don't know. Yo, Kokax, thank you for stopping by. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Oh, I'm vegan. Yeah, listen. All support in that though. All support to you. Full anti-AI really mean generative AI? Yeah, that's fair. Like, I think when you're using like LLMs and stuff, I get why you can hate it. I mean, I guess like I can't say I'm as negative as you guys are. I think it's reasonable to be, but I don't hate. I hate the environmental implications for sure. I don't think, and I hate that some people are using it to like think for them, but I still think it has some uses. Like you can, as long as you think yourself while you're using it, it's probably fine. But of course, messing up the environment to me is probably pretty bad. Sup, Blue, I'm gonna go for some biology major right now. Any suggestions on any specific type of biology? I'm interested in plants and small water type life. Well, it sounds like, I don't know if you're like in high school and you're applying for undergrad, you should just get a general biology degree and just take courses regarding your interests, and then seeing for grad programs like where you want to specialize if that's what you want to do. If you're just doing biology in general, I don't think you need to choose the type of biology so soon. You just choose the courses based on that. Nah, the morality of AI goes beyond environmental factors. Yeah, I mean, I think there are for sure like problems. I think people using it to replace jobs sucks. Like with art and stuff like that. Like that's really lame. I think that yeah, like for sure. And then I'm not saying that there's not other problems. I just think that there are things that are okay that you can use it for, that if you weren't like stealing or freaking passing work off as your own, or using it to think that you're right about something when it just tells you something that is just wrong and stuff like that. I think that there are use cases that aren't morally wrong, but then it's messing up the environment still, right? So that's like kind of that's why I don't really use it. But I've definitely thought of ideas where it's like that seems like I could ask the AI to figure that out for me, so I don't have to do the work there. You know. What do you know about nanobots? I don't know too much about nanobots. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if I know that they're developing, I think that they could be really cool. For doing stuff inside bodies and stuff, but yeah, I don't really know how that's developing too well. Not really following. Honestly, I don't follow a lot of tech stuff. The only reason I know AI stuff that's going on is because it's just simply everywhere. Like I just have to see. I have to see random things and then look closely. I'm like, this is freaking AI, and that sucks. Like that stinks when it's like this whole post. So many Reddit posts and comments are just like that's really annoying. But in truth, I'm not actually following a lot of tech stuff that's going on. As sad as these issues are, we should keep in mind that there are groups working on them. We're often presented the issue without knowing how we can help. I think that's unfortunate. I agree. I agree. I do think we are often for a lot of things introduced issues before we even think about solutions. And that is, yeah, I think that's unfortunate as well. Why are crabs so wide? I mean, I don't know. I guess that's just what they. I think there are some thin crabs. No, there are some skinny crabs. There's gotta be. But I don't know. I think that's just like a hard and flat is a good build for being under the water while also being on land, and being big enough to eat things and defending yourself. Yo, this is awesome to do for a stream. I love your content and your weight loss. Looks maxing is insane. Good for you, mate. We'll keep watching from the silence. I appreciate that. Yeah, I lost a good amount of weight since I started YouTube for sure. I've gotten some comments about that. Yeah. Though I will say, like, I also filmed myself from my one flattering angle. So, if I was filming from the bottom, I would not be looks maxing, I'll tell you that much. Favorite crossover between biology and other fields? Crossover between biology and other fields. That's a good question. I mean, I don't know. I like alien life speculation a lot, but I can't say that that's really a crossover since it's so theoretical. I'm not sure. I think realistically it's like medical stuff, right? But I work in like theoretical biology, which is just so contained within that like I don't have a good grasp on an answer there. Do you prefer 8-legged or 6-legged bugs, like arachnids or insects? I mean, in truth, I like insects more. I think there are just more of them that I've learned about, and they're really cool options. But there are some very cool arachnids, very, very cool arachnids. Like, got some pseudoscorpions, got some harvestmen. Really like those. Best use of AI in progress in robotics would be Star Wars type droids to hang out with and assist you. Well, there is that. There was that like in-home like helper thing that was like like a freaking walk-in robot, and I think that thing was kind of dumb. But if it was at the level of like an R2D2, sure, I'd have one of those, absolutely. Yeah, I think that'd be sick. Strategy of being omnivores is great in view of evolution. Why carnivores exist. Well, no, it's not about what's great. It's just about what works, right? You need to put energy into developing, hunting, and a lot of the times you put all of that towards meat. Like it's just how it works. It's not about what's better or not, right? Because it costs energy to do things. Yo, what up, Lost in Sauce? What's good? How you doing? Are there degrees of consciousness? I think that's a definitional thing. I think that there are different types of consciousness, and you can make the argument that sure, there's like a different level of complex thought, but that's something that we kind of decide. Like, how do we get to define a degree of consciousness, right? Do we get to say that there are higher ones? Do we get to say that someone who is like smarter than another person is like more conscious than them? Like smarter is in like processing more information. Like I don't think so, right? So I don't know. It's really up to how you want to think about it. The definition of consciousness is already a little money, right? Would you ever write a book? Yeah, I mean I write fantasy just in my free time. I would love to publish novels someday, though. That's like the side quest. Streaming is the side quest to the YouTube, which is one of my two main quests with my PhD, where I also have side quests where I do things outside of my main project. My side quest is like writing music. I used to write songs on that old guitar back there. But like these are things that I've relegated to when I have a stable job where I'm not in the rat race. I'm in a big rat race phase of my life right now, and if I can escape that, then yeah, I would totally write a book. Do you think that consciousness might be present in humans as it was the great motivator to not die and evolutionary advantageous? What do you think consciousness is? Well, most animals don't want to die, and they feel the emotions regarding, or like at least the mental directives to follow through on that. But I don't know if consciousness is that simple, because like a spider has that, right? And like, is a spider conscious? Maybe slightly, but like I don't know. Is it wrong to say that slightly? I don't know. Our idea of consciousness is so restrictive. Yeah, for sure. That's like kind of what I'm working through verbally right now. Is like I don't really know if we can determine something as conscious, or like I don't know. It's a tough thing. Do you think we will ever find all the missing links between our ape ancestors? Well, probably not. Probably not. Fossils are tough, right? Like, you don't get a lot of fossils. You get a big bias into what things fossilize, where they could fossilize, and like, there only are so many of them. And we can find more of them for sure, because the Earth is vast, but we won't necessarily find the ones that we're looking for ever. So, are we free ranging questions or the general thing? No, we're totally free range. I'm just chatting. I'm just saying I'll probably stick around for another half hour or so, like 25 minutes or so. We're just kind of talking about whatever. Yeah, we're talking about anything, honestly. Yeah. That's just kind of the plan for today. Next week I'll do this for maybe an hour, and then I'll finish with some Subnautica. I'll be still playing Subnautica next week. So yeah, we're totally just free ranging things. I'm just trying out streaming just to get comfortable with it. So I'm not too content pilled yet. But as we go on, I'll think about how I can clip farm, maybe have some themes as to what the chat can talk about. But again, this is just a small stream, so I think we can just talk about whatever. Thank you for the awesome content you make. Thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words. If you diverted from your main content, are there any other fields you would consider discussing and making vids on? Well, I started by making both biology and psychology videos. I double majored in bio and psych. I ended up leaning towards biology because those videos did better. And I ended up becoming more of a biologist. I'd say I'm a behavioral ecologist, so I study behavior, which is still, somewhat psych-related, adjacent, but, what else I would make? Honestly, I'd probably branch away from educational stuff. I would just do more personality-based stuff. I originally wanted to be like a commentary kind of channel. You know what I mean? Like a Curtis Connor Drew Gooden kind of thing. It just that didn't work out. But then I made a sort of commentary style video on natural selection. For some reason, I just decided to do that, and it got 300 views and like 3 comments, and I was like, holy cow, that's 300. That's at least 295 more views than my other videos are getting. So I'm gonna keep doing it. And now we're here. So I would totally do other things for sure, but I love making the videos that I make, so that's for sure gonna be the main thing for probably for as long as I do this. Is there an association between an animal's intelligence and the act of play? Well, that's also a tough thing because a lot of things are mammalian. Like I think play is pretty mammalian. It's like a mammal thing, but and it's not that mammals are the only things that play, but we definitely are. The thing that we understand as like us playing is, I think most mammals do stuff like that. So, more intelligent mammals do it, and less intelligent mammals also do it. So, I think it's more of an aspect of like mammalian learning because we learn a lot through play. So, I don't know if there's an association between if you're smarter, you play more, but I'm sure you play differently, right? Do you have a favorite ungulate? Yeah, probably like a rhino. I like my odd-toed ungulates, but like moose are cool too. I don't know. What's your PhD project work? I look at sexual selection. I look at insects. I look at why female and males within the same species are different, and why I try to see the common narrative is that males try to mate with every single female, and that females are choosy as to which male they accept. But this isn't always the case, and even in insects, right? Like even in insects, there's like a mutual mate choice that we would typically only associate with like humans, for example, where like both sides have to like each other. But I think that this is actually true even in bugs, and so some of them at least. And so that's kind of what I look at. Remember us when you become a millionaire, 1 million subs. I'm gonna remember y'all my first chatters, But yeah, we'll see. We're still a long ways out. Honestly, I could probably become a millionaire before I get a million. Like 1 million subs is a lot, right? A millionaire, you just need $100,000 10 times, and I don't make nearly that much, but I'm investing, Like I'm investing, and so maybe in a couple years I can cash out on my TFSA, which I think is for Americans. What is it? A Roth IRA? No, I think a Roth IRA is retirement. TFSA, what's the American one? A 401k. No, it is a Roth IRA. It is a Roth IRA. And then the RRSP is the 401k for Americans. You wanted to finish with World Connections? Yeah, I will be finishing with World Connections. Thank you for the reminder. They found bumblebees and bees are playing. Yeah, that's, I remember reading about that. Yeah, I remember reading about that. Again, like defining play is interesting, but yeah, it did seem like they were playing, right? It's interesting. What's the craziest bug fact you know? Maybe not the craziest, but this is something that I commonly work with and like people are apparently surprised by. Bugs can't see the color red, so a lot of the times when I've worked with bed bugs, I've worked with crickets, and you want to do it in a dark setting because you don't want light to potentially confound the experiment. You just do red light, and they act as if it's dark because they can't see red. So, are you happy with how your PhD is going? Do you ever regret starting it? Would you do anything differently if you could go back and do it again? I'm very happy with how it's going. I mean, obviously, I'm on my first year still. I happen to have been lucky enough to have met a very social group of people in my lab and adjacent people that have been very nice. So that has been awesome in terms of the social aspect. My advice would be to really make sure that you can meet people. Really make sure that you're having a good time because it's going to be helpful for your experience as a researcher as well. Like being able to talk to people and seeing what's normal, not feeling too lost. Would I do anything differently? I don't know. I'm enjoying it so far, and I'm not really someone who regrets things even when they don't turn out the right way for me. But I suppose, what would I do? I'm sure there would be things. I would prepare more for my for understanding how to apply for funding, and for applying to programs and stuff. I think I would strategize a little better because a lot of things that I didn't care about, like joining clubs and doing stuff like that, turn out to matter a little bit. Now, I got into the program I wanted to, but they end up apparently mattering a little more than I think they should. So, you know, I have to do more extracurricular things. Like I'm gonna help organize a conference, even though I don't want to, just so I could put it on a CV because I think I'm not gonna get lucky time and time again, right? If someone is colorblind to the color red and steps into a red light room, what would they actually see? I think they wouldn't see anything. Because if you do red light, all it does is makes red light bounce off things. I think you would see darkness, right? Am I wrong? I feel like you'd just be the same as these bugs. I think you yeah, it's an epic fact. Yeah, it is cool. Green. Would you see green? Is red green colorblind? You see red as green? If that's the case, then I guess you would just see green, right? Your PhD project sounds cool. I'm in a cellular bio PhD program working on cell-cell communication. Also my first year. Yeah, it is a lot. Every now and then our adjacent lab will do something with fruit flies. Yeah, I also in undergrad I did some fruit fly work with a fruit fly lab. I have a lot of fruit fly friends, and I might work with them again. That's awesome. Hey, I hope your project is going well. I'm on the behavior side, like the animal behavior side, but we sort of have like a sister program which is like cell and systems biology. So you'd probably fit in there, in terms of our bio stuff. But yeah, that's awesome. Hope your PhD is going well. I was saying last stream I want to somehow get grad student like viewers for the stream. You know, I think that'd be cool. Because then it's just the stage of life that I'm in, and it'd be cool to like, not guide because I don't have the advice, but to talk about like my experience in like my grad school. I had my committee meeting last week. My first committee meeting went super well, I think. But like yeah, stuff like that I think would be cool to. I don't know what the overlap is between grad students and like stream viewers, but maybe that small overlap I would I try to want to hit that niche. GigaChat avoiding socializing with simpleton clubs. No, I mean, it was more so that in undergrad, like I just met friends in lecture, I met friends in other things, and then we ended up just hanging out outside of clubs, right? Unfortunately, at my school, at McMaster University, the club scene is kind of ruined by pre-meds because they only make the club so that they can add it as a line to their CV. And so it's not actually like a club, it's not fun or anything. So yeah, it was just kind of lame, and I didn't want to be involved with that, even though I probably should have been, so I could have added lines to my CV, which I think is crap. Like, I hate when things devolve into, like, this roundabout system of, like doing things just to do them. I hate that. They'd perceive light, but it'd be grayish. Oh, I guess that makes sense. I guess you could never, you would never, yeah, because you would always see black and white, right, at least. So, yeah, maybe it would be, like, sort of be like black and white, so you'd see like a dark gray. Glad to hear it's going well overall. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you much. I'm really glad with how my PhD is going so far. Are we defined by our past or our potential? I believe that's up to you. I believe that is up to you. I would say I'm more potential pilled. I've always coped by thinking about how things will be better in the future. And I've always been like, if the past sucked, that's fine, because if things will be better in the future, that'll work out. But, that was a coping strategy. I think now, for the first time, my present is doing all right. So I've been looking back on the past and being like, some aspects were not so bad. So it's very, it's up to you. What's your favorite chip? I like Ruffles Original. I get a lot of flack for liking original flavored chips, but I love them. You agree that the pale visitor from No I'm Not Human is really hot, right? Is that the weird looking guy with no neck? I watched Queso play No I'm Not Human. Oh, this guy. Nah, hell nah. This guy ain't hot. What are you talking about? And this is the guy who, like, sort of, like, knows the most, right? Yeah. I mean, maybe I can see it. Maybe I see what you mean. You gotta let it cook for a second, though. Live journal club would be crazy. That would be wild. Guys, read this paper. We'll discuss it on stream. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. But you know what I want to do? Like, I want to do, like, a grad desk review. You know how people do desk reviews of, like, people's gaming setups? I would do, like, your grad office desk review. I think that'd be cool. Would you consider making a video on different ways that animals communicate? Yes, that is on my ideas of list, my list of ideas. Like, every animal language explained is what I would call it. What's up? Forgot you were streaming today. Yo, what's up, Isaac? How you doing? Real about the pre-meds. I definitely wish it wasn't like that. It's more fun when people actually care. Yeah, I mean, and I know there are clubs that people do care about in universities and stuff, but it was hard for me to find. And honestly, like I met some good friends pretty early on, which was nice. It was coming out of COVID during my first year, so everyone was eager to like make friends and like party and stuff, and so we kind of just got to it really quickly. Obviously, I think with fast friend groups, it always blows up. There was like a bunch of drama, and then lost, blah blah blah, all that stuff happened. We're not friends anymore, and now we had to hate each other, and then you see each other again, and it's kind of not too bad. I'll give a little lore rundown maybe one day on stream of what happened, but it was a lot happening in undergrad. Good times though. Looking back, good times, even through all the drama. Red colorblind people would see the light but not perceive the color because the human eye perceives brightness independent of color. Yeah, you're right. I actually knew that. I guess I just wasn't really thinking about. Because there's like rods and cones, right? And the cones are seeing the color, and the rods are just perceiving light. So being red, green, colorblind would have nothing to do with the rods, right? You would just see the light. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, gray, brown makes sense. Why did you decide to start a YouTube channel? Well, whenever I intake a form of media, I just want to make it. And so like when I watch a show, I wanna make a show. If when I read books, I wanna write a book. When I watch a D&D show, I wanna start DMing again. And when I watch freaking like MMA, like I want to do MMA. So I watched YouTube ever since I was a kid, and so I've always wanted to do this. And I had YouTube channel. I was gonna say hundreds. I've not had hundreds of YouTube channels, but I've had like 6 YouTube channels probably, and different iterations of it that I've been making ever since I was like 9 years old. So I've always wanted to do it, and like this is the first time that I've come back to it, and I've had it work out. So I have like 15 years of experience. It's technically my life stream, I would say. Can't wait for 2027, to be honest. Damn, you're already done with already done with 2026. Golly. Should there be a universal morality, or is morality always relative to culture? I think morality is always relative to culture, but there are things like there are aspects that are just good for humans overall that could be universal. Kind of a philosophy question. Dude, I let him in immediately. The pale visitor. Hey, I'm not gonna judge you. Ex-math grad student here. Oh, what's up? That's awesome. I don't know how math grad school will be. That kind of sounds like a nightmare. Because with biology, at the very least, like you can kind of like have some fun with like pitching ideas and stuff. With math, like maybe I'm just not into math like that. But like, I imagine that'd be so different. I can't say I would thrive in that environment. Explaining a scientific paper sounds like a dope miniseries, though. I mean, yeah, that could be cool. What I could do is go over some papers of like popular myths and stuff. Like, you know, the your frontal lobe finishes developing at 25. Like, I kind of don't like how popular that fact is. And like, I would definitely read that paper and be like, that's not really what it's saying exactly, or like that's not the right way to conceive of it. Like I would do something like that maybe. But oh, there was a direwolf paper as well. That was like really bad. Where they were like direwolves are back, and it's like no, they put George R.R. Martin on the paper, which is crazy. Maybe I'd do that, but I wouldn't do a proper journal club because it's a little too technical. If that's so, then bro shouldn't watch murder shows. Oh, like letting the guy in. Favorite Tyler album? Probably just Igor, probably. Though you know what the new one? What was it called? Is the new one called "Don't Tap That Glass" or is that just one of the songs? I don't know. It was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. Do you listen to any podcasts? Yeah, I listen to Smosh Reads Reddit stories every week. I really like. I've been watching Smosh forever, but yeah, I listen to them reading Reddit stories, and then I watch some D&D shows, like if that counts as a podcast, like Critical Role, my favorite, obviously. Could we ever do movie night in the Discord? Yeah, maybe. I never even thought of something like that. Yeah, I never even thought of something like that. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's possible. We need active VCs in the server. I can set some up. I mean, the thing is, like, I just don't know. I just don't know if I could ever drop by. But if I could set some stuff up, and if y'all want to hang out in there, you totally could. Honestly, maybe I'll just make some voice channels after I'm done stream today and figure it out. Centipedes or spiders? I'm gonna go with spiders. House centipedes have riddled my home for a long time. Not this home, my ancestral home, my parents' house. I've always had, and like I know they're good for it because they kill the other bugs, but like. God damn, those guys are freaky. Should we trust science or philosophy more in defining what's real? theoretically they should harmoniously work together, right? But science is more objective. Philosophy is more of the human. Philosophy is taking these things that can never have a true scientific answer and sort of exploring them. So I think they're both necessary for your worldview, but as to what is real, I mean, science is the goal, is to try to find what's real, whereas philosophy, sometimes leaving it open-ended, is intentional or the point. Any plans on making a new Brian Johnson video? I'm not sure. I haven't really checked in on him too much, but I think my section with him in the immortality video was basically all I wanted to say in that regards for him. I actually don't hate Brian. Like I got a lot of like Brian Johnson stans hating on me in that video, which, like, sure, fine. If I'm criticizing someone they like, they can criticize me back, no problem. But I actually, like, I don't hate Brian Johnson whatsoever. I think he can do whatever he wants, right? I just think he's a little weird, and I think you know, it's not really the goal of enjoying life, in my opinion, what he's doing. And writing an essay on this, but basically there's no such thing as objectivity. By perceiving something, it automatically becomes subjective, so there's no point in searching for an ultimate truth. Yeah, I mean, I think that's just actually true. If you just think about things, at a certain point, you recognize, like, when the objectivity escapes you, and it can happen pretty quickly. Which video are the most proud of? I mean, the mimicry one for sure. The most popular one, it's the longest one, I put the most time into it. It was at a time where, like, I couldn't find a sponsor, but I needed to put something out, and it was the longest break I think I had since my first video that popped off, which was a Parasite video. And it took me a long time to make, but I put it out there, and it did so amazingly well. And it's still my best performing video by far today. Math presentations / communication were one of my favorite things. We organized math conferences, association only given by students. Super fun experience. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I really like the grad school environment of, like, meeting people and everyone's on the same wavelength. People are, like, have similar passions and, like, types of thinking. I really do like that. I'm writing a research paper on the scientific objectivity versus subjectivity. Yeah, it's a really good discussion. It's a really good discussion to have. Because I think a lot of times scientists are like, I'm being objective, I'm right, and so it's kind of yeah. It's kind of an important subject because they're not always being very objective. They're being subjective for sure. The column is the space in the mesoderm that I asked you. How did it evolve last stream? Yes, I remember. I remember this. And it's kind of like yeah. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the evolution of this though. I know that this is like a question, right? It's the mouth. Yeah, it's like that sort of mouth anus thing that we form into, and then we're anus first, right? And other animals are mouth first. I don't know. A lot of embryonic stuff I'm not too familiar with. Which animal do you think is most evolutionary perfect? I think they're all. I mean, yeah, that's obviously a subjective question, but like my actual answer is that everything is the same because they've all survived up to this point, so evolutionarily they're kind of even. But my for fun answer will be probably ants. Ants are so adaptable, they're so good. I think they're probably the most robust. Maybe that's what I should interpret that question as, by saying, like, which animal is the most robust in terms of evolution and propagation. Yeah, most versatile. I would say ants, probably. But, you know, yeah, every animal has done the exact same job of surviving up till now and reproducing generation after generation up until this point. So they've all done a good job there. You know what I mean? The world needs to nerf ants in the next patch. I mean, here's the thing. A lot of animals take advantage of ants. Ants also are lousy in some ways, right? So I think they work pretty well into the environment. Though, of course, we've introduced ants to places and they've messed things up. So yeah, they're pretty scary. Okay, we're nearing up on 3 hours now. I'm gonna open up some daily games and play that while we finish up. Gonna just do my usual rotation here. Let's see. Yeah, I did the Metazua. We're gonna do the connections in the Wordle, I suppose. And then we'll finish up. But yeah, feel free to ask any more questions you have. I will be back next week We will be talking a little bit more science, but also playing Subnautica. We will be playing Subnautica for sure next week. So looking forward to seeing you guys there. Right? Do you think an alien race similar to ants could become their planet's most dominant species? Yeah, I mean like a eusocial. Whoa, what the heck? Oh, that's just an ad for making my own puzzle. I'm good. Am I logged in? I am. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, I think so. I think an alien race. What should my word be? I guess I'll go with alien, since you said alien. And I'm not gonna look at chat, no spoilers. Okay, A. Let's say, I was gonna say amino, but the I is there, so that doesn't work. A, XX, axiom. Nope, that's also I in the middle. Let's say, could it be like, again? Nope, that's an N. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Can we send you a Wordle puzzle for next time? Yeah, of course. You know what? Maybe I should open like a puzzle thing in the Discord as well, because I do like puzzles. I used to like making crossword puzzles too. Maybe this I goes at. I never goes here, right? Let's say it's like AI. Avail. Nope, LL is gone. Damn. Avail. Maybe I can get this in 2 because this is like pretty restricted actually. Believe it or not. Does it ever end with I? I was saying antic, but no. A lot of these things are using oh, attic. Can you imagine? Damn. Dang. Okay, well, Ash. Surely I'm close. Surely. Oh, aphid. Dude, what if it's aphid? That'd be awesome. We were just talking about ants. Nope. Acrid. Nope, not acrid. Armid. Arshad. Amrid. It's not acrid. It would have been so sick if it was aphid. XID. What goes here, huh? A G? Acid. Well, that can't be a word. That can't be a word at all. Okay, let's see. Oh man. Aggie. It's a problem when I don't even know a word that fits in here based on this. Abid. Avid? Nope. 4 letters. Abrid. Because I should be able to get this now. I can't believe it's not acrid. There's no C. Oh, maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. Maybe it's like a maid, a raid, a gade, or a void. It's definitely a void. Yeah. There we go. Use a random word with a lot of unused letters. Nah, I'm on a hard mode. I put on a hard mode, which means once you've guessed a letter, you have to include it where you found it. I think it's a little more fun this way. But avoid, yeah, that's the word. At least we got it in 4. Pretty good for that. But yeah, well, you can totally send me Wordle puzzles, connection puzzles. Maybe I'll make a Discord channel for that. Should the pursuit of truth outweigh the pursuit of happiness? It depends on what you're asking, right? For your own personal, yeah. I mean, I've definitely on occasion been like, I might acknowledge that I'm cool with accepting truth over what's comfortable. A lot of the times. But I don't know. It's up to you. It's really up to what you consider good. Okay, let's take a look here. Quite a false dilemma, IMO. Yeah, probably. Truth is subjective, and happiness is probably also subjective too, right? Maybe you can play Hightail. I think I've seen. That's like that RPG thing, right? Yeah, I remember this. It did look cool, but I don't know. Frosty Snowman. Okay, let's see here. Frosty firmware. Oh, we have a law firm, a client. Now we have client, user, our partner, firm, client, account. I don't know. Snowman, mistletoe, consumer, client. Secure tight. A lot of ways we can go here, huh? Opinions on the king in yellow. Is that the SCP? Or is that like something else? I think that's the SCP, right? Auction movie. Damn, what the heck? There's a lot of ways I can go here. If I say like a partner, a firm, no. Client. Let's say this. Not even close. Okay. Consumer, user, client, partner. Oh, okay. User, client, account. Surely. Receiver of goods or services. Yes, yes, yes. Well, it is one, but it's a story about a poem. It's a classical tale. The SCP is based off the tale. Oh, I see, I see. And like simultaneously, I'll have to read. Like, what is? I'll have to read it. I think. Cause yeah, I'm not sure. Should hope be considered a virtue or a delusion? Dude, Delulu asking some hard hitting questions today. Should hope be considered a virtue or? I mean, I also think that's a false dilemma. I don't think it's either, right? Because I don't think that being hopeful is necessarily a virtue every time. And I think hope can totally be a delusion. I suppose it's just a desire or a longing. Maybe even an emotion. Secure, tight, fast. Like to fast something into firm. Yes, here we go. Fixed. Okay, one last one. Treatment. Auction. Oh, this is going to be some weird stuff. Frosty. Frosty's from Dairy Queen. Rainmaker. What could Rainmaker be? This must be something like maybe you change a letter. It's really good. Wendy Goon and Flaw Peacock have made good. Dude, I need a you. Flaw Peacock is actually a great guy. I've talked to him before. Well, like he's emailed me and then we talked on email for a bit. Super cool guy. But yeah, I'll actually have to check it out. Rainmaker equals pole dancer. I love how you pronounce his name. What? Which one? Flaw Peacock? Oh, I have just gotten it. Okay, I understand. Wow, that's crazy. Cause I've been like I was reading his emails and stuff, and like I literally never put it together until you just said that. I've been reading his name like wow. That is crazy. That is crazy. Should knowledge be prioritized over wonder? I think so. I think what's the point of wonder if you're not going to resolve it with some knowledge? And I think it's okay to kill a little bit of magic sometimes if it means knowing more. Because if you know more, you can wonder more. Right? Movie theater. Auction theater. Rainmaker theater. Treatment. One away. Okay, hold on. Let's figure this out, guys. Mistletoe, Frosty, Snow. Wait, is this not just like is Rainmaker like a thing I should know? I'm gonna go with this because I think this is all like Christmas movie stuff. Okay, well. Starting with weather conditions. Okay, no, I was totally wrong. I got one more because I was lucky. Frost, mist, rain, and snow. Auction movie, silent auction, silent movie, silent partner. What is a silent partner? Silent auction I've heard before, but like that never enters my mind. Silent movie, silent treatment, sure. I don't know. Rainmaker's a movie about lawyers. Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry for being so. No, no. It's great that you're being philosophical today. I think it's great. You're asking the hard hitting questions that matter. And also like yeah, that's good things to think about probably. Yeah, frost, mist, rain, snow. This is normally like a purple kind of thing, right? So pretty hard one today. Let's run the kind of hard golf. Oh wait, no, I need to sign in. Hold up. Hold up. Surely I have my account here. Oh my god, verify code. Whoa, I'm blurry. No, sorry, I did not mean for that to happen. It's only happened one time this stream. Last time it happened a couple times. Okay, I got my verification code. No. Yeah, also, yeah, Delulu, great questions. You should focus better next time, lol. You mean my camera or me? Okay. We got ourselves some kind of hard golf here, okay? So I'm gonna try to rip this one. Come on. Yeah, okay. I'm usually pretty bad at this, but seems like we're doing okay. Where am I going? Up here? Up here, yeah. No. Okay. Should the self be considered constant or ever-changing? Ever-changing for sure. Oh my god, I'm just doing not enough power here. I'm doing too much power. Jesus. Okay, I'm pretty bad. And then I'm rolling off. That's crazy. I'm so bad at this. You know, normally I play this game on my phone. So it's a little bit easier for me here. Oh my goodness, dude. Can I go this way? No, I can't. I just have to hit this. And then this is too much again. Oh my god, bro. We hit it. The background's hurting my brain. What, the green and the this? Oh my gosh, wait, this is scary. Cause I might not hit this. We hit it. What's the most cruel animal you know? Yeah, I think dolphins and orcas are good examples. Because sometimes orcas are just like doing things. Like they'll just beat up animals for the fun of the game. And dolphins too sometimes. Like dolphins will hurt other dolphins sometimes, I think for fun. Oh, Jesus. I mean humans can be pretty bad too. Humans are certainly animals. Oh, come on, don't fall. Oh my god. This is a bad performance. Should human society accept that to evolve is lose parts of itself? I think that I don't see, yeah, I mean I don't see why losing parts of the self is necessarily bad if it's like there we go. Top 85. Okay, so bottom 15% is what they mean by this. Anyways, I'm kind of trying to think. We played Metazua earlier. What are the other daily games in the rotation? I'm not gonna play Scrandle probably. Oh Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think normally I'm gonna end my streams with some daily games like this. But yes, you can try Minecraft Hardcore without natural regeneration. I don't think I could even beat regular Minecraft Hardcore without a bunch of practice first, but I totally would. 2048? No, that's not a daily game. That one can go on for a pretty long time. I'm like slightly out of focus again. Ah, we did it. Yeah, play chess. Honestly, here. Let's play one game of chess and I'll end it out, okay? Maybe I shouldn't show my entire freaking bookmarks thing. Whatever. Do I have puzzles? Yeah, I got some puzzles. It's probably here. No, it's here. Is it here? Here, night comes out. Yeah, we take the knight. Oh yeah, you take that. There we go. We'll run some puzzles and maybe we'll play like a blitz game. Can I 1v1 you in chess? Sure. Send me your or you see my name down here. Send me a challenge. We can end off with a little game here. You can win my knight. Do you see how? Hit here. How often do you jork/work out it? Did you ask me this last week? Someone also asked me how often I jork it last week, and I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm at liberty to answer that. Oh wait, this is just a pin. Yes, it was me again. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't answer that on stream, but you know, I can't say that I never do. You know what I mean? I think it's a human thing to do. If you go here, yeah, that's a fork here. Can you find a way to win my queen? Yeah, this is a check. But then, oh, you do this. Crazy. I see you. Do you work out though? Yeah, I work out. I mean, I'm trying to work out more. I started working out consistently this year. As a kid, I did karate. I got a black belt in karate, and so they made us work out and stuff there. Yeah, now I've been working out a little more consistently. It's been good. It's been good. Am I mated here? I am. No, I'm not. I'm not mated here. So I do this, right? No, maybe I do this. You take, he comes here. Takes, comes here. Can you do knuckle/finger push-ups? No, my fingers aren't long. Like, I don't think my fingers are very strong. I'm good at push-ups, like, just, like, my chest to body ratio is good here, but, like, not on my knuckles. Gang, I need to go to sleep now. It's, like, 1 a.m. Yeah, I'm gonna end soon. But, yeah, take care, Zaf. Thanks for stopping by. I will see you next week. I will see you next week for sure. Delulu, are you coming up with these questions, or is a certain Gen person coming up with these? Because I can't help but notice these emojis after. My browser is loading slow. 1 sec. All right, we're gonna end with a rapid game against the Grapening here. Pretty cool. Keep it up, champ, and buy it. I don't mean the dork. It's 3 a.m. I gotta go. Losing my mind. Yeah. Okay. Seems like I stream pretty late. I'll try to stream earlier, maybe sometime in the future. But yeah. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna just try this move. Hey, we did it. Did all our puzzles today. Congratulations. I like adding animals. I don't know. They're funny. Oh, okay. Makes sense. I think they're funny as well. And these are good questions. Good question. Should observation be considered creation? Yeah, I mean, you're creating an image in your mind, aren't you? So, I suppose, yeah. I suppose a little bit. But not in the physical sense. Okay. Got a game here against Dash 407. Let's get it going. Oh, dude, we have like a similar rating. Oh, wait. No, this is Rapid. Okay, well, I haven't played Rapid in a minute. So, I would say my rating's a little inflated for this, so I think there's a very good chance this goes either way. We're finishing off with a game against a viewer. Okay, we're playing proper Queen's Gambit. Let's go. Let's go. I was not expecting to play chess today. I'm pretty doo-doo. I don't know, man. I haven't played in a while, so I've just been doing puzzles, so my rating's a little inflated here. A little chess to finish it off. Thanks for stopping by, everyone, today. Again, I'm gonna keep plugging it, but next week is gonna be Subnautica. We're gonna be playing Subnautica next week. My first time playing Subnautica. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully, a lot of Subnautica heads stop by. Subscribe to the second channel. It's in the description. I'm gonna be uploading stream highlights. So if you don't want to watch like the full Subnautica gameplay, but you still want to watch, I'll probably be uploading it in some form there. Take care, Andrew. But yeah, come by next week, you know what I mean? Come by next week. You know what I'm realizing? These emojis look like the Super Auto Pets pets. Is that where the Super Auto Pets based it off of emojis, or did you are chess maxing? Am I? I'm not the biggest at chess, but I think I'm like decent. Like I'm better than I don't think a person who doesn't play chess could ever beat me. But okay. So he retreats here. Let's go ahead and retake this pawn. Now it's even. Should empathy be taught as rigorously as logic? No, I think empathy can be felt. I don't care if he takes this, right? So I'm just gonna develop, I think. I think I can dub. I definitely have the upper hand, but I also don't really know. Ooh, that's a good move. That is a good move, isn't it? I guess I just shrink back. Shrink back. I've only been playing Blitz in even not even recently, but like in recent times. So like I feel like I'm playing moves pretty quickly. That might be a good. It might have the intimidation factor. Okay, this comes out here. I believe when I'm supposed to play. Oh, I believe I'm supposed to. I think I'm supposed to play this. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I think these animal emojis in the YouTube chat are the super auto pets emojis. Okay, I believe the move here is to hop back here and attack this pawn again, but maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's wrong. I wish I was good at chess. I mean, it's just practice. It's just practice. You just kind of memorize things. Suggestion: Far Cry 4. Is that the one with Giancarlo Esposito in it? With Gus from... Oh, shoot! I didn't even see that. Whoops. That's a bit of a throw. Oh, shit. I did not see that. Whoa. Whoa, I was not even looking at that, Bishop. Holy. Okay. Damn, we gotta play from under now. A little tough here. This will be a little tough here. Okay. Let's think about this carefully. If I take there. I'm definitely losing here now. Okay, we'll come here. Maybe I just pinned my knight. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't know what I'm doing. If he takes here, I take there. What is the scientific explanation for why Argentinosaurus is such a glorious, glamorous, beautiful... Oh, I see. We got some Argentinosaurus propaganda here, huh? Yeah, exactly. Propaganda. The only reason is because it's so large. Yeah, that kind of is the main... the main feature of the Argentinosaurus is that it's big. But... You know, that is very exceptional. We're talking about a group of very big creatures, so... Oh, if I take this, I just die. Nah, I'm for sure losing here. I'm for sure losing here. But, I don't know. We'll see. I can maybe hope that you blunder, and then I try to take advantage. Let's see. Dude, I have no idea what to play. Is it a real player on the other side? Yes, it's actually someone from chat. It's someone from chat who asked if I wanted to play, so I figured I'd finish up. World Championship game over here? Yeah, it's a little intense. I mean, I think I blundered my knight, which is pretty bad. But I'm definitely not out of it. I'm definitely on the weekend. I think if you can convert your pieces, well, I'm done for. Do you mind if I ask how many languages do you know? Yeah, I speak English and Mandarin. I can only speak Mandarin. I can't read or write it, and I'm also not that good at it. But I'm good enough to speak basically. I'm a little better than basic. Oh boy, that's a move. It's for sure a move. I learned some French in school. Like I learned some French from school as well, just being from Canada. Like I took it until 12th grade, so I took a couple extra years of French just for fun, and so I know a little bit, not a lot. What's your guess on the thing from the Russian homunculus? Dude, I was thinking about that video a lot, like a bit ago. I don't know what what that was supposed to be. I guess I'll push here. I have no idea. This is a hard game. I just hope you blunder. If you were to learn a European language, what would it be? Oh, dude, you smoked me. I just got smoked, guys. Cause look, oh man. GG. Yeah, you smoked me for sure here. This is just mate. This is just checkmate. If I come here, you hit. You hit with a. If I come here, that's just mate, isn't it? European language, maybe like Spanish or maybe maybe like yeah. I mean, I wish I was good at French. This game is done for. Uh, this game is done for. I think I could just resign even. Because he just comes. Well, no, I guess. I'll play it out. I won't resign, but this is definitely resignable. I got. I got for sure. Yeah, giving up that knight was so bad. My end game. I think you'll be fine. I think your end games will be fine if you're up a queen. So. Firefox better than Chrome. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I just think Chrome just has all my bookmarks and shit. That's really all it is. Okay, well I gotta protect this rook now. Chrome caps your refresh rate. Makes sense. I mean my monitors aren't really crazy like that. So I don't think that advantage is something I really have, but no, like I don't doubt that I don't doubt that what's it called? Firefox is probably better. You can get U-block as well, yeah. Hey Danin, just started college level microbi. I just want to say I can't wait to learn unforgettable horrors. Yeah, I mean I don't know what they'll really teach you if you're in university, which I assume is what you mean. But I'm excited for you to find out. That's cool stuff. I imagine like if you learn about any like disease stuff, you'll probably get those horrors you speak of. Should progress be defined as moral growth or technological advancement? I think both can be, because when I think about like productivity, I think productivity should also be considered personal growth as well as like work that you do. One thing I learned from this stream is that semen is preserved in the freezer, not the refrigerator. Yes, that was a thing that was learned for sure. Oh, good move. Good move. Huh, I don't know what to do. I'm a bit stuck here. Yeah, I think this is pretty lost. I think this is pretty lost. Oof. Yeah, that seals it. That seals it for sure. I guess I take this. No, this is for sure lost. Unless you like make some mega blunder where I can like get a tie. This is done. This is donezo. Should equality be valued more than freedom? That's a good one. I don't know. Do you like mud skippers? I love mud skippers. I think they're awesome. I think seeing them fight on land is really cool. Yeah, I think mud skippers are cool. I think this is I don't think I can play this, but GG's. Who was this in chat again? I'm gonna go ahead and resign. Good games, good games. We'll have to play again. We'll have to play again sometime. Maybe next stream. Nah, you were good. You were good. But yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning into the stream. Thanks everyone for tuning into the stream. I'm trying to figure out who it was that I was playing with. Let's see. Who was it in chat? The Grapening. That stream errors, that was me. Oh yeah, thanks thanks for the games. Thanks for the games. Yeah, I'm definitely rusty. I gave up that night, but is what it is. That's how chess goes. I gotta enter another chess arc in my life. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, GG's, and thanks everyone for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Next week we'll be starting Subnautica. Come by. I'll try to start maybe a little bit earlier. Maybe I want to answer. What did you have? Thoughts on ABGs? Are are ABGs scientifically good for you? I mean, I like all kinds of BGs, but yes, absolutely. Assuming that you're saying what I think you're saying. Happy 2026. Yes, happy 2026 to all of you guys as well. I will be back next week. I will be here every single week in 2026, every Wednesday. That's the goal for now. So join the Discord or watch. Just keep up with the scheduled posts on the channel. You're gonna see some live streams next week. I've decided I will start a little earlier, just because it seems like a lot of people are international. They're a little bit later, and I'm already a little bit late. So I'm gonna start maybe 2 or 3 p.m., maybe an hour or two sooner. Okay, so I will just check the channel, check the Discord, and I'll let you guys know. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting. See ya. And